All right, let's see. Is this actually working? Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. Had a few technical difficulties there. I think I've overcome them. I think hopefully you can now hear me, and we're now live streaming. Streamlabs just updated this thing where they've got this new plugin that you could use that I'm using, which is supposed to have some advantages. But yeah, I guess I'm just new to it. So I was trying to figure that out. Things weren't going too well, but I think hopefully now we're all good. All right, let's get into the game. I just wanted to do some Medieval Dynasty stuff today because we've got quite a lot to do in terms of like leveling up. So, for example, I talked about this before. The building is fine. There's not really anything there we want to make, and survival's kind of the same. Like I'll try and make all this stuff as we level up. And in fact, we have now unlocked the hunting lodge level 2, so that's something we could definitely do. But the two I really want to focus on are farming, because right the way down here we've got the windmill, for example, so that'd be awesome. But we're a little way off that. Not too much, like only 3,000, which sounds like a lot. It's not actually too bad. Production's the one we're a bit further behind on. You can see here 3,700, and in order to get up to the tavern, which I'd really like to get to, then that's 10,000 as well. So that's kind of going to be the focus today, I think. Now, I just want to check one other thing as well. Apologies for this, but I've got some new stuff I'm sort of trialing. Once all this is in place, what I'm hoping to do is stream a bit more often, and so I'm just testing a few things out at the moment with my streams. So sorry, I just got to do a little thing here because I think I've falsely posted like a few different streams, so people are probably confused, and so I just like my notification. People who've opted in to know when I'm live streaming stuff, I'm just going to let them know. All right, we're good. Yeah, apologies to everyone who's here. How is everyone doing? So we got Daywalker Demp says, hey, hello to you. Joshua, Team Kaizen member Joshua, says hello, hello, hello. He said hello 3 times. 3 times back to you too. And thanks for being a Team Kaizen member, even if it was gifted, because we got a lot of people who gifted in the last episode. That was very appreciated, but welcome to everybody. Thank you all. Daywalker, this is the new map. It's the Oxbow map, yeah. I've done a full series on this map if you want to see like the playthrough. Today we're just going to be doing a bit of leveling up of some things. So I'm just looking here. So the apiary has nobody working here. That's interesting. So perhaps whoever it was got pregnant, because don't they, or something. Don't they stop working when they're pregnant? Okay, that's really interesting. So we just have nobody who's working here. So I wonder then if we go to houses, is there a house now that just doesn't have anyone living in it or something like that? So this one here has one person living in it, which is this woman right here. That's in the hunting lodge. And this one here has this one who's a fisher. Okay, that's really interesting then as to why. Yeah, it'd be good if you could get some kind of like history of who worked where, because I'm not sure exactly why there's nobody working in this apiary. You know, we did have someone, now we don't, and there's no real reason as to why that would be. I would like to get somebody in here working. We don't have anyone right now. We could hire somebody. What I'll do then is let's run over to it, and I just want to see who is living in these houses, and perhaps they got reassigned or something. Ben Village says this game is on my wish list. Ben, it's Monday morning for me. You might still be in time. Go check Steam right now. I think it's like 20% off or 25% off or something at the moment. So if you're waiting for a sale, you might still be in time for it. So here's the 2 apiaries. Obviously, this is the one that doesn't have anyone working here. And I think we set it up so this house had the apiary person. So as you can see, Radslawer is a beekeeper. That's great. But then, okay, that's interesting, because the other person who's working here is our stall holder, and that's a new job, so that's not like something we've accidentally assigned. We did that in the last episode. Over here then, who lives in here? Let's double check this. So 2 people, and they're both lumberjacks working right there. Okay, that is kind of bizarre. I really don't know why this has happened. I mean, it's not like a massive deal. I'll just build another house and get some new people in. But I'm just curious as to how that's managed to happen, because our citizens, I suppose, like, could have died, but I don't think anyone's at the age where they would die. Let's do it by profession a second and just check. So basically, everyone here who doesn't have a profession is a child, and then all of the adults here do have a profession. So there's absolutely no reason why this would have happened. I mean, I can go and check through episodes and see when we did the beekeeping episode who we put in. but I think we're just going to have to build the house. I was just trying to figure out exactly what was going on there. Where do we want to build the house? I mean, the beekeeping thing is here. It doesn't mean the house has to be here, although it might be nice. I'm just thinking the other person who's here is the storeholder. Maybe if we had the 2 beekeepers living in there, that could be quite nice. And we can move the storeholder. So let's go down and check that out. So this was built, as I say, in the previous episode, we got that happening. And it's been really good. It's just such a great passive income source. So yeah. Daywalker says that it comes to console soon. Yeah, I believe it will come to the console before too long. Cause it's been a while now, so hopefully soon for sure. This is where the guys live in. If we could see, this neighborhood here is so full, it's gonna be really hard. I'm just wondering if there's somewhere around here, even if we could just put like a small house somewhere, you know, would that work? But it's gonna be it's gonna be very tricky to find a little spot. Everything is so tightly knit here. Okay. Skull and Bones, how is that, Mouse? I've heard mixed reviews. A lot of people seem really annoyed at that game, actually. Yeah, let me know. We could put a house just in here. This would work, I suppose. It's actually a really nice spot for a house as well, near the waterfall. So maybe we could build... Do we want to build like a proper big house here? I think just a simple house might be better. In fact, we're going to be lucky to even fit that in, aren't we? Let's see if I rotate it round. Yeah, I can just about get this house in here. Okay, I think that's what I'll do for now. The good news is it's really near the resource storage, so that'll be nice and easy. And we happen to have stone on us, so there we go. Thank you, Aquaguy. Glad that you've loved the series. The series isn't over. I've been doing a couple of live streams recently, basically as a good way to keep this series going because, wow, 1,700 stone. I didn't know we had that much. Yeah, it's just a case of the stuff that we need to do in order to progress us is a bit more grindy. And I could do all this stuff off camera, and I will still do a lot of it off camera. But also I thought, you know, it'd be nice to do some stuff here in a live stream, hang out with the people who are enjoying the series. People who, like myself, are, you know, when you play a new game, like for me, if I was playing through this, I would love to find long form content of this game and just kind of put it on in the background and listen to it whilst I'm playing. So I'm sure there are people who do that with the live streams that I do on this. So it's partly for them too. And obviously it's me being productive and working a little bit for a living, which is, even as a YouTuber, I do have to do sometimes. But I enjoyed Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I've not played that one, but yeah, that one's very, very positively reviewed. The Skull and Bones is getting a lot of hate. Oh, hold on. We don't want to just build this up. Actually, we want to change it. So, you know what? Let's see. So, I think they'd want a window here overlooking the goats, because who wouldn't want a window looking at goats? Am I right? Is Dwayne John around? Where is he when you need him? So there's some stone walls there. I think here, let's put the window on this side overlooking the waterfall. Partly as well, just to do it so it's not the same as every other house. So doors here, stone wall with door. Actually, do you know what? This is a good idea. Let's do a stone wall there, and let's put the door here. Oh, actually, can we put the door here? Stone wall door. Yeah, oh, perfect. So I've not done this with a house before. That's actually really, really nice. I quite like that. And then this one here, we will just make... no, I'm going to leave it as a window. 2 windows. But we do need to make it stone. Yes. Okay, very good. There we go. Hello to Crow. Hello, hello. What were they not liking about it? So, Skull and Bones is the new Ubisoft one, right? And isn't it the one where they're saying that the mechanics were better by a game that Ubisoft made like many, many years ago? And it's meant to be this like quadruple A game, and a lot of the mechanics are kind of janky and stuff like that. I've not played it. This is, I believe, you know, what people are saying about it. But I mean, again, it's personal preference. It doesn't matter what people are saying about it. If you're enjoying it, then that's all that matters, right? That's fine. Bellwright is a game I am very, very excited for, because it's basically Medieval Dynasty, but a new take on it and a bit more in terms of combat, right? The other thing as well is I've been talking to the developer of Bellwright, and I'm on a list to get that game. I think I'd have to double check our conversation. I think I'm either getting it as soon as it comes out, or I'm getting some sort of early access to it. But either way, it's going to be fantastic to get involved with that game right from the start. Medieval Dynasty is a game that I came to much later after its development, and from a content creating point of view, you want to be in with the game as soon as you possibly can, because you'll generally get, you know, more views in the long run that way. But also, like, it's like with Valheim, you know, I've been there from the start, and it's been really nice to... Wait, hold on. Oh, that's the wooden attic. I was like, why is my roof just wood? Yeah, it's been nice to be part of the game from the start. Be like well embedded in that community, and you follow all the updates and stuff as the game develops, and you know, it makes you kind of better at the game because you're following it a bit more closely, and you know, you don't have to learn. It's like if I started Minecraft today, my goodness, I haven't played it in years. All the updates and stuff will take me forever to learn. But if you'd followed them along the way, each update is only a little bit of new stuff you have to learn. You know, it just adds up over time. So I really love being involved with games from the very beginning, if I possibly can. Obviously, it isn't always possible. But that looks fantastic. Manor Lords is another one, yeah. So I've got a Futurama calendar up just to the side here right now because I love Futurama. It's a Christmas present from my brother. One of those where I was like, hey, get me this because I love it. So on the calendar, I do put in all number of games. Bellwright doesn't have an official release date yet, so that is not on there. But games like Manor Lords that do have a release date that I want to cover are on there. And I give myself a 2-week notice and a 1-week notice to their release, as well as the actual release date. So I do check that calendar quite regularly. For example, today's the 11th, and I have to pay rent. My rent is due today, so I'm going to do that after the stream. I've got to stream until I make that rent, guys. No, fortunately not. But yeah, I do keep an eye on these things. It's something that I started doing quite recently. And again, comes back to that motivation of wanting to be involved with games, like from the very start, new and upcoming games, for all the reasons I just said. So Manor Lords is 100% on that list. I'm looking forward to it. I have tried multiple times to get in touch with the developers for that game, but I haven't heard anything back from them. It can be a tricky one sometimes trying to get hold of developers. I think the problem is a lot of people go to developers asking for, you know, promotion stuff like, if you pay me, I'll promote your game, which isn't what I was trying to do with Manor Lords. And generally, I'm trying to think, I don't think I've ever contacted a developer and said, hey, if you pay me, I'll cover your game. I mean, I'm pretty, yeah, I don't feel like it's something I would do anyway, but pretty sure I haven't done that. I do ask for keys to try games out, but that is more because, like, let's say an average game costs like $30 or something. You know, for every 10 games that I want to try, it's like $300, and most of them don't work on my channel because that's YouTube, right? So it would just get very expensive if I had to buy every single game. And sometimes, like, especially for smaller games, I'd rather just like try and get a key and give it a go and stuff, and then I don't like the game, or like it just doesn't resonate with my audience, or doesn't get views or whatever, and then it's like, okay, well, you know, I would have lost money if I'd bought this game. So it's a tricky one, right? And I think most developers understand that, and most of them are pretty keen to give a game key out. But yeah, you can't always get hold of them. If you're a small content creator, though, I would say to you guys, do approach developers and ask them for keys, because you'll be surprised how many will actually say yes. Like, you might think that, oh, you know, I've only got 1,000 subscribers or something like that, so they're not going to care about me. They're not going to... Did I just literally use all the stone I picked up? That's very odd. Yeah, you might think that. It's actually not the case at all. And I didn't realize that until I got a lot bigger, and I spent a lot of money on games when I was trying to grow my channel before I realized that. So yeah, if there's, just out of interest, are there any content creators in chat right here who are trying to grow a channel? Anyway, that was a very long answer to Josh's question that just said Manor Lords. But yeah, Manor Lords and Bellwright. I'd recommend you guys go and follow them on Steam, wishlist them if you're interested, because I do think they're going to be great. Oh, Ben, that's great. Ben Village. So Medieval Dynasty was still on sale. Fantastic. That's the good thing about my time zone for you right now, because I am probably about 12 hours or so ahead of you. So you're still on Sunday and the sale still goes. Also, you know, just in case, Valheim is 50% off this weekend. So a huge sale on Valheim, guys. If you've been, you know, tossing up whether or not to get that game, get it. You know, you're not going to get more than 50% off again in a hurry, I wouldn't think. So yeah, lots of sales. I guess that's because we're coming up to Easter, and that's like school holidays and people take time off work and stuff, so there's more gaming, I suppose. I think that makes sense. But yeah. Also, out of interest, is anybody currently playing along right now? Is anyone playing Medieval Dynasty whilst watching this stream? Again, that's something I'll do. I'll try and find streams on games that I'm playing. I've got the gamer mentality, which I think helps in terms of making content. If you understand, you know, if you are sort of your own audience in a way, you know. Right, I need more logs, but we got planks for now. Okay. Let's go with that. But I'm very happy right now because I've got my fantastic coffee once again. And I was like, yeah, I've got to stream. I'm actually working on some new emotes for stream. Well, I'm not working on them. I've paid someone on Fiverr to work on them. So we're going to have 6 new emotes coming. Basically, because I got so many gifted subscribers over the last couple of streams, YouTube has unlocked a load of new slots for me to upload emotes and things. So I've just gone for some more generic things, you know, when like little cartoon things of my face in different poses and stuff like that. Just for while I'm streaming, you know, because then I can use them for any game. I think a lot of the emotes and stuff were sort of Valheim specific, because that was obviously all I used to do. But yeah, so be excited, guys. Emotes are coming. Just keeping you guys in the loop with that one. Wow, we are really running low on planks. We just went and made a load up and we still don't have enough. It's yeah, this house has been quite the build. Currently trying to get a new villager to work in my sewing hut. Ah, yes. The new villager aspect of this game is always a fun one, because it's like you got to build the house, find the villager, sometimes build the thing you want them to work in as well, right? So it's like a whole process. One that I personally do very much enjoy. Am I carrying something that's like really heavy or something? I feel like my capacity is down, but maybe it's just because I'm carrying so much of the heavy stuff. Oh, we have to pay our taxes as well, guys. That's something we can do on this stream. Something I mustn't forget. Because otherwise, what's his name? Will get annoyed at me. I don't think who the king of the town is. The guy I pay taxes to. I thought it'd be a nice progression in this game if you could get to a point where you don't have to pay taxes anymore. And maybe even like you can start charging taxes. Or even if you do have to pay taxes, but you can still charge some out to your citizens. And like the more your town advances, the more you can charge or something like that. Because like at this stage of the game, I mean, I've got... You see here, 45,000 coins, and my taxes are right there, 9,000. So, you know, I'm not going to have a problem paying taxes for the rest of this game. So I wonder if there's something they could do about that. Tatiana plays. Wow, do you know, this is one thing I love about streaming is every now and again I get a blast from the past. Tatiana definitely counts as one of those. How are you doing, Tatiana? Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Very, very good indeed. I hope you're doing well. Are you still making the Valheim contents? You used to do a lot of Valheim streams and stuff like that. How's that been going? Do you still do it? Talking about streams as well, another thing I'm looking at is I can now... Twitch has changed their terms of service like quite a while ago. I just never really bothered with it. But if I wanted to... No, I don't want to talk to you. I want to use this and make some planks. Yeah, I might stream... Like while I'm streaming on YouTube, simultaneously stream on Twitch. I don't really see any downside to it, and it could make streams a bit more fun and interactive and stuff. And if people have Twitch and they prefer to watch on there, then, you know, I'm not limiting my audience as well by doing that. So yeah, it was a thought that I had I might do. Ah, Nightingale, yes. A lot of people are enjoying that. I noticed on Steam that Nightingale has mixed reviews, which I thought, which surprised me a little bit. I thought they'd be in the mostly positive category of the Steam reviews. Is it buggy because it's early access? Is it just, you know, some people it's not their cup of tea? What is that? Because most people I've spoken to, which is like 3 people, are raving about it. It's more than 3, but it's only like a handful of people that in my stream chat and stuff are all saying how good it is. But yeah, I know that's a small sample size. It just surprised me a little bit that it was only mixed reviews for that game. A lot of people have told me to play that game as well. But yeah, I'm just not quite there with it yet. So, okay, 6:30. I wonder if we could pay our taxes or not. Maybe we'll go and pay them in the morning. Mirror God, isn't it, is his name. So do we want to do something through the night? I mean, we could look at farming. I typically don't do stuff during the evening. You guys will know because it's you know, it's kind of dark and stuff. So maybe we just get our horse and go up to sleep and then go pay our taxes and do something in the morning, maybe some farming, something like that. I would like to get this other beekeeper in. The thing is with the bees and that is, if we go down here, there we go, honeycomb. Oh no, that's not the right place. You know what? I'll show you guys over in the food storage. That's where I am trying to go. One thing we can look at, though, is just in here, how many coins are we on now? So this is just from the market store, guys, right, which I built in the last episode, so obviously very recently. And you can see there, 1,500 coins. I mean, it's just passive income for doing nothing. It's so good to have that. Okay, the horse likes to hide behind here. There she is. Let's get on you. Speed things up a little bit. So apparently Nightingale is buggy, says Tatiana. Most people complain about it being, oh, it's online only. Oh, okay, that actually does surprise me, yeah. But I have a blast with it. They're in early access, they're working on it. Yeah, I mean, look, early access, you have to be fairly forgiving of games, right? I get that. But not everybody does get that. People can be a bit harsh on games that are in early access, and it's like, well, you know, this is what early access means. So yeah, in terms of honey, guys, this is like, look, 1100 honey, which it's still at 100%. So I don't know if it's like real life, where honey basically just doesn't go off ever. But it hasn't lost any of its percentage all this time. And it's worth 10 coins each. So that's like 10,000. If you actually sell it, you probably get around 5,000 to 6,000 for it, whatever it is. So there's a fair bit of money in there, but also, sorry, I should have just stayed on that, shouldn't I? But if we go back to it again to get its stats up, you can see right here that it gives food and water. It increases carry weight. It's less stamina consumption as well. And that lasts for 210 seconds, almost 4 minutes. So, you know, it's really awesome. And it can be used to make mead at the tavern, which is something I'm stockpiling because we're hoping to get to the tavern in the relatively near future. So, you know. Poppy Oak, hello. I hope YouTube is giving you a new undamaged plaque. It hasn't. It hasn't. So my 100k is up on the wall there behind me. I think you guys can see it up there. Yes, you can. And it is damaged in terms of the lettering of it, which at first I was quite, not annoyed, more disappointed about, because it is something I've worked hard for many, many years. And that plaque just is symbolic of so much work and effort and stuff that I've put in. I was always terrified they would stop doing the 100k awards before I managed to win one as well and stuff like that. So there's a lot wrapped up in there for me, like emotionally and sort of my past and my career and stuff like that. And it is a bit of a lonely career, content creating at times, right? I mean, I have you guys when I stream and that's fantastic. But when I'm just making videos, you know, I am just sat in a room on my own talking, which, you know, in the not too distant past you'd have been locked up for such a thing and put into a mental house. So it can be a little bit lonely and whatever. And so to have the plaque and have that award, you know, there's not loads of like things that you get from YouTube in that sort of same vein of like acknowledgement of doing something well or whatever over an extended period. So those are all the reasons why it meant a lot to me and why I was a bit disappointed when it was damaged. But I've since decided that it doesn't really matter that much. Like I was also disappointed when I emailed the people who do this. And I want to make it clear, this is a third-party company that works in conjunction with YouTube, so it's not directly YouTube itself who does this. It's a company called the Society Awards. I contacted them. First of all, getting hold of them was an absolute nightmare. I just kept emailing them, and they sent me back this automated response. If we need these 4 things from you, like you get a special code to redeem your award and stuff like that, so they needed that and my channel ID and stuff. Sent them all that. And then I'd get the exact same automated response back. And this was happening for ages. Finally, I got a response from them saying that so basically what's wrong with that award is the final O. There's a picture of it on the community section of my channel if you want to see. It looks like a C because the last bit of the O is rubbed off. And also the G in the word passing is a little bit damaged. And it was also like, that's not great. And also I'm worried, like, if that's happened on day one, like as it's arrived, what's going to happen in the future? Like, is it all going to deteriorate? So I sent them a picture and contacted them and eventually got a hold of them. And then they said, oh, that's within our manufacturing tolerance. So I replied and I was like, look, I don't see how that's what you would deem as acceptable, given that the award without the lettering is just a metal plaque, right? The lettering is what makes it what it is, that it's my channel and what the achievement is of passing 100,000 subscribers and such. So I was disappointed about all this at first. Now I don't care. And the reason I don't care is, first of all, it's a choice, right? I would rather not care about it than let it bother me and wind me up and detract from the award, the achievement, and what I've put in over the years to get it. And second of all, I'm like, you know what, I can fix it myself. I'm going to take it to a local engraver, and then it won't just be letters that are stuck on, it'll be engraved, which I actually think is nicer. There we go, there's our taxes paid. And it just is what it is. You know, I was concerned that if I sent it to them, they have a clear policy where if you return the award, where they say that if they deem that award to not be outside of manufacturing tolerance, so in other words, if they're like, no, that's fine, then you have to pay to get it back. And I think it's like 150 US or something to get it back. And I was like, well, they've already emailed me and said that's within manufacturing tolerance. It'd be a bit of a gamble to send it to them and try to fight the case. I'd rather just keep hold of it and get it engraved. I do have an option. You can buy additional awards. So YouTube sends you the first one, so that one, entirely free, which is fantastic. I would have paid for it. I was really happy they did that. And then you can purchase additional ones, which I think is like, because, all right, my channel is just one person, but a lot of channels who hit 100K might have like an editor and maybe 2 or 3 people that are on camera. And so there could be like a whole team of people, right? And they might want one each. So you can purchase additional ones. So I could also just do that if I wanted to. I'm just realizing I needed to get a beekeeper, and I was just at the exact place where I did it. I was too busy chatting. That's kind of what streaming is. Let's go back. My bad. Aqua Guy, that's why I didn't ask my wife to go and pay taxes, by the way, because, yeah, I know you can do that. But I needed to get a beekeeper while I was here at Piestovia, and I just forgot because I'm up it. Anyway, so I could purchase an additional one and get, like, it will be the exact same as the one I've got there, although the lettering should be better on it. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Purchase an additional one and then get that one engraved, and I'll have 2 in case one ever breaks. And that's the story about the 100K plaque. So, yeah. But, you know, a bit of dodgy lettering is not the end of the world, right? But yeah, thank you, Aqua Guy. And it's a good point. If you guys didn't know, you can send your wife to pay taxes. Also, if you're like injured and you speak to her, she'll give you a broadleaf plantain thing to eat and get yourself a little bit better. So, yeah, she certainly has her uses. And on top of that, she makes babies, which is the whole point of this game, because otherwise you couldn't continue on your dynasty. So that's pretty good too. All right, we're at the campsite. So I just want to just check in terms of where are we at here. I want to see apiary is animal husbandry for apiary. So yeah, like if you want to put someone in here, the skill that they care about is the farming skill. So we want to get someone who's got a good farming skill in to do the beekeeping. Oh my. Oh my. All right, we got a level 3 farmer who's 28. Level 3, 22, so she's the best so far. This would be great if real life was like this, wasn't it? Where you just hired the best person for the job. Okay, so there we go. I'm creating a settlement. Oh, wow, I don't have enough reputation. I need 5,500. Okay. Man, it gets harder and harder. Oh, look how close we are. We're only 60 off. Okay. It won't be an issue. We'll go back to the notice board in here and we'll just get, you know, a quest. Oh my god, I fall off this horse way too much. We're good. Master Chellis, are you watching this right now? Master Chellis subscribed 2 minutes ago. Are you stuck there now? Are you serious? Yeah, okay. So thank you to Master Chellis for subscribing. It's meant to come up on screen when people subscribe, and I don't think it is yet, so I'll have to try and fix that. If I go far enough away, I can whistle for the horse, and then she won't be stuck anymore. But yeah, I do at least have a little thing here that tells me when people subscribe, so if anyone does subscribe during this, I'll do my best to shout out. Oh, hello. There we go. Yeah, let's give you a little shout out and thank you. Let's go. So yes, we'll get a quest, we'll get our dynasty reputation up, we'll hire the new person. I was trying to clear the job. In the top left, there were 2 jobs showing. I was like, oh, we need an apiarist, so I'll do that. Now there's 4 jobs, so I'm struggling. Oh, Michael Jackson on his way to work. I'm struggling to, yeah, to get these notifications dropped here. Okay, let's see. What's the easiest one? Badger. I don't want to hunt badgers. 10 copper knives is, wow, 1,200 coins as well. I mean, okay, I have to take that because it's just a lot of money as well. 1 meat with gravy is one of the awards here. I love that. And that's straw, logs, and sticks. Let's just do all the ones we can do. Hunt crows. I won't do that. And yeah, I won't do that one either. So we've got 2 quests to go back and do. They'll get our reputation up and they'll give us a lot of coins, but that'll be good. All right. Let's also think about the farm. I might need to harvest it. I think I do. We actually have quite a lot to do because I need to harvest the farm and then plant new stuff. So I'm going to prioritize that because we're in spring, which means we can plant just about everything. Almost every crop, I think, is able to be planted in spring. So yeah, we'll look to do that as a priority. I might have to work through a night, and I apologize if it doesn't look the best. I will go into the video settings and see if I can brighten it up a bit and stuff like that. But I just might need that time so that we're not lagging behind. Right, if we go to our... Oh, I always do this. I always come down here and go into this little dead end, and it's like... I need to get... Actually, I have this resource storage here. This is actually a better one to get to as well. It's a lot easier. It doesn't have the stairs that the other one has. So under our quests, what do we need to get? So 10 copper knives. I might need to make those up. So let's start with that. See if we have them, and if not, we'll make them up. So copper is here. We have copper spears and stuff like that. Copper bars. I'm assuming it's probably no more than 3 per knife, and then probably logs as well, right? And we need probably 10 of those. So I'm just winging this a bit and hoping this is correct. It's hard to remember all the recipes in this game because there's so many of them. But there we go. And then we need to go over to the smithy to do... Oh, do you know something I haven't done in ages that I'm just reminded of here? Is selling babies, like all these horses and stuff like that. So that's another thing we need to look at. There's clearly a lot of animals here that we need to manage. So that's another thing. It's getting to that point in the game now where there is so much to do. It's hard to keep on top of everything. I think all you can really do at this stage is do your best at each time. Oh, let's jump a child. Imagine how terrifying that would be for that child. Yeah, you can only focus on like small pockets, I find, at any one time. So we're going to need this anvil, which if you want to free up the anvil, you can press E here, right? Just a quick little tip. If you just press E, talk to him, and then escape, it's actually a quicker way of doing it. So copper weapons. No, it is a tool for the knife. There it is. Oh, we haven't even unlocked this yet, which is interesting. And it's just sticks. We need 10 sticks. Okay, let's see how many we can get here. Yeah, Tatiana, it's an awesome game. It's I would highly recommend it. Oh man, we don't have any sticks here. All right. Oh, there's a couple here. Maybe we can just about get enough. How many have we got on us once we pick this up? It's been really fun to play through, and yeah, I think it's a pretty good game. 10, there we go. It's at this stage of the game gets very complex, and it takes quite a long time to build up to this stage. I would say on this particular playthrough, I'm probably over 100 hours to get to this stage. So if you're looking for a sort of game that you can kind of a chilled game, I would say. There's definitely a grindy element to it, but I find it quite a relaxing game to just sit down and play for a few hours. Put something on the second monitor, you know, like a Kaizen stream, and chill and watch that. Perfect. I've got a question actually for you guys. Obviously, you watch gaming content on YouTube. Outside of gaming, what would be some of the other categories you watch? Like for me, I watch a lot of true crime on YouTube. I like to watch a lot of American political stuff on YouTube just because I find it so interesting. It's nothing like the sort of politics and stuff of England or Australia, the two countries that I have lived in. So I'll watch that stuff as well. But yeah, what do you guys watch? Just be interested. So that one's done. 25 straw, 7 logs, and 55 sticks. Okay, can I remember all this? So 25 straw. So that's going to be about there. 25. 55 sticks. There we go, which will be about there. Oh, so close. And 7 logs. Now, this is going to be a difficult one. Let's see. It's going to be about there. Oh, so close again. All right, so I think that's everything to complete these 2 quests, is it? So that one's fine. That one's fine. Let's track that one and go get it. Yeah, fair enough, Tatiana. You gotta prioritize, especially when you're making content like you are, because there's only so many games that you can make content on that's actually decent, you know, content. Unless you are a variety streamer, but to get a big enough audience to do that is incredibly difficult, of course. I'm on my second screen as you're playing Nightingale, because they just finished their server maintenance. Love that, Tatiana. It always surprises me, actually, my viewing numbers on television. A lot of people watching YouTube on TVs these days. I very rarely watch YouTube on my TV. It's usually my phone or my computer, but it's certainly going that way, which is a good thing for sure. Oh wow, hold on. Is this right? We got to travel another 1,000 meters for this one. Yeah, okay, interesting. This one's Derwan, who's just going to be here somewhere. So let's actually, yeah, let's track him first. Do this one, then we'll travel on. A lot of Baldur's Gate 3 and Mixing Nightingale. Yeah, Baldur's Gate looks really good too. So many good games out there. So little time. But at least I can make games and get paid for doing so most of the time. I'm very fortunate. Anyway, there you go. We completed that quest and we got the 1,200 coins and the reputation that we need. But we are going to complete this other quest as well. Because we need to get to these people during the day. So this one is being tracked right now. We'll go get them. Yeah, we have to get them while they are awake, basically, right? So with the farming stuff, we can do it during the night. That's why I said I might have to work through the night because there's a lot to do. But we'll see. So if I go onto my map, where is it I'm actually heading to? It is Colonica. Okay. So let's just follow the road along the river here. One thing I like about this game is the scenery as well. It's very good. And you got 400 hours into BG3, still haven't finished it once. Wow. So it is quite the complex game. Yeah, the scenery in this game I think is really, really nice. Forests and lakes and waterfalls and rivers and things. Who doesn't like that, right? Very, very nice. Okay. I need to start heading left a bit, but I think I'm still faster to keep following the road here. It'll be great, actually, as when I'm doing live streams, just have like a little like phone-in segment where I could do voice chats with people. You know, we could talk about some hot topics. Could be gaming related. Could be aliens. Could be anything. Oh, here we go. Let's start a debate in chat. Actually, a little conspiracy kind of thing. Actually, I can start a poll for this. Let's do it. I'm gonna start a poll, right? So I want to start a poll. Just a little yes or no poll. Let's go. Let's see how this poll goes. This game is very pretty. Yeah, it is. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Haha. Didn't mean to make that a pun. Well, yes, 100% so far. Oh, it's going down. 67%. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so he's around here somewhere, another 30, whatever. Joshua says Supermarket Simulator, Yeah Mad, Space Engineers, and Reaction Channels, to name a few. I don't know what Yeah Mad is. Supermarket Simulator, yeah, that game is it's looking pretty good. I played it a little bit. I should maybe do some more. Anyway, let's just quickly, you know, there's your quest completed. We've got a meat with gravy, so I'm guessing this is a very high-end food item. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. So 40 food, 2 temperature tolerance. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we can get our food really low and then just eat that, which is nice. And another quest complete. Back to Piastovia. Then we'll hire that farmer girl and go from there. So actually what I want to do is just make sure that I'm heading the right way. And I basically am, so that's good. Poppy Oak says, regarding what I watch YouTubers from other countries and cultures, religions, stand-up comics, history documentaries. I couldn't figure out this game. You're impatient, so you found my channel. Well, thank you. I actually think that's pretty common, though. You know, people don't have time to, you know, work a full-time job. And some people are working multiple jobs, studying. Some people have kids, you know, just all kinds of commitments people have. And sometimes it's like the fun is in playing the game, not figuring it out. I totally get that. Sometimes games add things that make, you know, the game a bit easier, a bit faster, whatever. And people get annoyed about that. But you got to realize that everyone's in different situations, you know. I've got an extraordinary amount of time that I can spend playing games because it's basically my job. So, you know, that was a bandit there. I could have fought them, but I'm just going to run away. But I obviously appreciate that is not the position that most people find themselves in. And I don't think there's anything wrong with options like that. I mean, Valheim was a good example. They added in the option that you can change a game and allow yourself to portal anything, any item. Makes the game a lot faster, a lot easier, and some people got really annoyed about that, but I don't know. And also, you know, I think that's why my channel has grown largely through tutorial content. And that's exactly what it is. It's people who are saying, well, you know, I could spend ages and figure this one thing out, or I could watch this 10-minute video and it's all put there in a succinct way for me. You know, that's how my channels work. So 67% of my chat, that is 2/3 of you, say yes, aliens have visited Earth, which is interesting. Oh, now I need to go into this. Was it you? So create a new town, over you come, and let's get her set up, and then we're going to revisit the alien topic because we did a poll on it, so why not? So first things first, as opposed to first thing being second, we're going to put her in her new house. Don't remember her name, but she's going to be this one, the one who's unhappy with everything. So let's put you in there, except, yep, Jaramira, okay. And the other thing was we want her to be a beekeeping person, better known as a beekeeper. There she is. Right, so she's in there. Yep, fantastic. Okay, let's go. Flash, channel member, thank you for being here, says, this is as good on console as it is on PC, but the console version hasn't got the Oxbow map yet. Yeah, they're a bit slow on that one, I guess. But I'm sure it's for good reason. I'm sure if they were able to put it out there, they would. You know, they want to do it as quickly as they can. Maybe they encountered some unforeseen problems or something. Not sure. Tatiana says, your Valheim vids helped me a lot back in the day. That's how I found you. Thank you, Tatiana. I think, actually, most people in this stream probably found me through Medieval Dynasty, I guess, but most people on my channel would have found me through Valheim tutorials. Yeah, so, oh, it's dropped to 60% now. 6 out of 10 of you think that aliens have visited Earth, which is an interesting one. I was watching a show last night that was talking about how the Pentagon had released all these different documents pertaining to UFOs and that sort of thing. Certainly an interesting one. I mean, obviously UFOs exist. People think UFO means alien. Obviously it doesn't. It's just an unidentified flying object, which could be anything. You know, it could be man-made, could be a natural phenomena, could be an animal, whatever. It's just unidentified. But as whether intelligent life forces have managed to visit Earth, that's a whole different question, right? And a difficult one to answer. Or although 64%, as I say, do think that they have. I would love to be alive at a time when we found alien life in any form, like even just a bacteria from a comet or something. It'd be such an incredible discovery, right? Really just, that would blow my mind. So in terms of animals, I want to have a look here. We've got the horses are hungry. Okay, let's go feed some more horses. We've got a bit of animal feed on us. We clearly need to make more though, so we'll do that. Yeah, but I mean, I think there has to be life out elsewhere in the universe, right? Because the universe is potentially infinite, but even if it's not infinite, it's bloody big, right? So it's so big that you'd have to think that it just mathematically would have to be, right? I want to feed the horses. Can I do it from here? No, I have to actually get in with them. In through here. Right, they're not going to be very full because we only have a little bit of feed, but that will keep them happy for now. Once we've done all this farming, I'll make up a load more animal feed, then I'll be happy for longer. We can sell a lot of these horses actually as well. This is what I was talking about. So as we're here, let's have a look at this real quick. Under management of animals. We only have 4 pigs. Oh, that's the most we can have, is it? Okay. Yeah, so this one right here, for example, we could sell for a couple hundred. But I think because we get so much manure from them, we don't really want to sell them. We'll just keep them. What I do want to see is, if I get details on this pig, average lifespan is 18. So at about 15, 16 maybe, I might want to sell these two and then let the younger ones take over and breed and stuff. Because if they just die, I don't get anything for them. Now with the horses, so we've got Stallion here and the mare. These are the 2 old ones. These have to be 31, so they're still fine. This Stallion right here, this mare, we could sell these 2. and then let these just grow up. So let's do that, right? Yeah, just as well. So we get 1450 for selling you. Yes. We get 1450 for selling you too. So we'll sell you too. And there we go. We just made like 3 grand from doing nothing. And then all this is here. That's great. Flash says, I'm with Monty Python on this. There has to be intelligent life out there somewhere. There isn't much down here. Yeah, pretty true. Not to pick on Americans here, but this is just because of the way YouTube is, this is what you see, right? About all these shorts where Americans being asked questions. Like some girl, I was watching one this morning, was asked what the capital of America was, and she was like, isn't that the United States? He's like, yeah, but like, what's the capital of it? And she's like, America. And I was like, okay, that's that's interesting. The other one was like, if a car travels at 80 miles an hour, how long will it take it to travel 80 miles? And I'm like, the answer is literally in the question. Like, you guys would have seen this, right? You'll know what I'm talking about, all this stuff. No resources in the kitchen. What is that for? And it makes you wonder how people don't know these things. It's pretty crazy. Before we look at that, Raw Dog Games, thank you very much for the super chat there, $9.99. Says, what's up, buddy? Back again. Glad to make it again, 2 in a row. Hopefully you're seeing all my likes on your videos. Thank you very much, Raw Dog, for the super chat. YouTube doesn't tell me who individually likes my videos, to be completely honest. I do look through all of the comments that I get, or at least like almost all of them. I probably do miss a few. Obviously, I can't respond to them all and stuff like that, but I do try to keep on top of that, so I'll generally see that. But I certainly notice you giving me super chats every stream, so thank you very much for the support there. Much appreciated. What is gruel made out of? Rye grain. Okay, so we might need to start looking at making more rye. In the meantime, it'd be great if it told us how much meat we have in storage. Is there something else we could make? Right, oat grain for porridge. Let's see how much of that we have. Yeah, let's check that out. So if we go down to oat grain, we've got a fair bit of oat grain. We've got oats as well we can turn into grain. So let's get the kitchen doing that for now, because we don't want our people to go hungry. This is actually quite an important one to get right. So we'll take it off of this. We'll put it on the oats of the porridge for now, and then we'll look to plant some rye in the future. And that'll be a good way of doing it. Okay, so there we go. Put that on. Here comes the music for the donation. Oh, it showed up on screen as well. Okay, so that bit is working.
Raw Dog Games donated $9
and so's the TTS.
Through Super Chat. What's up, buddy? Back again. Glad to make it again, 2 in a row. Hopefully you're seeing all my likes on your videos.
There we go, guys. So we have TTS now as well, text-to-speech, when people donate. Unfortunately, it's just behind quite a bit. So that's the thing I need to try and figure out. Oh, these barns here have no resources to make up animal feed. Rye grain. Okay, rye grain. Everyone's telling me rye grain. By which, I mean, I say everyone. I mean, the game is telling me this. Let's do some farming. So yeah, bronze sickle is... No, scythe is the big one, isn't it? Let's take maybe 2 of them, and that will hopefully be enough. Yeah, we'll go and give this a go. So I'm slowly working on my streaming. As I said, I've got these emotes being made up, which will be something that we'll be using in the future. The guy should be getting back to me in the next couple of days with those. And then, actually, just put rider clips up here. And then I want to try and get these notifications working a bit better, and some other things. Like when people subscribe, it's meant to show up on the screen as well. So there's little things that I'm trying to work on, like an ongoing process. But yeah, enjoying the streaming at the moment. Once Valheim comes out with the Ashlands update, streams might be a bit less, but in the meantime, I'm thinking we can probably complete this game. Interesting, we're up to like almost 70% of people now think that yes, aliens have visited Earth, which is an interesting one. If you're one of those people who'd like to elaborate a bit on that as to why you think that aliens have visited, I'd love to know your thoughts on it. I'm very open to the possibility of it. I think one of the mistakes we make as humans is to think we know things that we don't. Like, you know, I think we're not often open to the possibility of things. It's like, you know, for example, right, just to be silly about this, if there was alien life that was that advanced it could visit Earth, then surely you wouldn't even need any actual evidence of that happening to say it's a possibility, because if you had the ability to visit Earth, you'd have the ability to make it that you could do so in such a way where you couldn't be detected by the humans that were living there, for example, right? In the same way that, like, you know, you could go to where like a colony of ants was living and observe them without them knowing, for example. So I don't know, I just think people are a bit closed-minded with things sometimes. I'm not saying like you can say definitively, well, they have or whatever, and I'm not talking about those stories about how people will say they've met them and been abducted by them and stuff like that. Like, obviously you have to kind of, you know, take those with quite a big grain of salt, right? But I don't know. And our knowledge seems to change so much over time as well, right? Like, we used to think that the Earth was flat. Then we learned that actually, no, the Earth is a sphere. Now we know it's actually an oblate spheroid. Like, and that, you know, when will that change again? So what we think at any one time, it's like, well, that could be wrong in 100 years from now. We just don't know. Ran over. As old as we are or can trace, we are not the oldest and smartest. I feel old some days, I know that. But yeah, when you say we there, are you talking about my comment about the Americans from what I was saying before? I just find it baffling that people couldn't know the answers to some of these questions. And I'm not trying to, you know, say anything bad about these individuals. I just think it's more of a societal problem as to why do people not know this sort of stuff. Hey, dude. Oh, you want to do this bit, huh? All right. I'm sorry for stepping on your farm there, dude. I'll go down this end. He wants to do that bit. Oh, this bit here hasn't grown. So what is this? Carrots. Yeah, okay. They're probably ready next season. So we'll plant all the stuff we're harvesting here. Which, what even are we harvesting? I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is rye. Oh my goodness. So we needed rye grain. And we have all this rye. We're about to just unleash a rye hell upon this town. And we'll have enough rye to do a lot with. We can go back to making up the... Well, we went through our scythe already. Good job this dude is helping us. Yeah, we can go back to making up the gruel. My citizens have just been living off gruel for years. Kind of feel sorry for them at this stage. You know what we could do is make a load of flax up, because with flax we can craft with it. That's what I think I'm going to do next. This rye will keep our citizens eating the gruel that they so love for quite a long time. So we're not going to have to worry about food. But the flax is going to be super useful because we'll be able to... Oh, actually, some of this rye has to be used for animal feed too, right? So we need to remember that. But yeah, the flax will be useful because we're trying to get our production skill up, as I said at the start here. So got a couple of different skills that we're trying to improve upon. And for the most part, we're doing that. Streams certainly help with that. There we go. Oh, I guess he's stopped for the day now. He stopped over there. He's not doing any more farming. We have to do the rest of this ourselves. Oh, well. We're actually about to be completely full as well, so we need to go and sort that out. Not really an issue. We, as mankind, we think we're so technically smart. Just go back 100, 200 years ago. 1,000 even, and we're babies in the universe. I completely agree with that. I think... I've heard this thing said before, but if you treat the time since we know the universe started, is it the universe or Earth? I think it is the universe, yeah, because they were saying that in the time since the universe started, if you think about it as a clock, the dinosaurs appeared somewhere like around the 4 or the 5 or something like that, and then they go through like when different species appeared and disappeared and whatever. Humans have been there for like the last 2 minutes on the clock or something. So you think about how little that is of all time. If there was some sort of life form that started, you know, at like the 7 hand, if to use that same analogy, even if their progress was really, really slow compared to ours, they'd still be so far ahead of us technologically. You know. Oh, wow. Our resource storage just filled up. That was really unexpected. Damn. Okay, that's an issue. We're going to have to make another resource storage. Oh boy. All right, I don't really want to make it here because I don't see any point. We've got 2 in this town already. We could make one up near here. That's the PS stove here. There's one up there already, so we can get resources from there. Okay, I think that's what we're going to need to do. Let's ride up there. That was to spend our time doing that. That was very unexpected. Yeah, okay. Flash says, if you look at ancient civilizations, so many of them had very similar ideas, building over things, but never even knew the others existed. Yeah, it's very true. And people have said that actually could be the sign of one of two things. Either one, ancient civilizations were able to travel the Earth in ways that we don't realize. They had more advanced technology to travel the world than what we realize. And there's an ancient aliens theory that aliens were feeding information to these people all over the world, and that's how they all built similar things. Like the fact that pyramids show up in so many different locations and stuff like that. Don't know which side you guys would fall on that. Raw Dog, just a thing here. In the last 2 streams, I think you've done like $10 in each one. That's $20. For $2 if you wanted to, and this isn't a pressure thing, I'm just saying you could technically get more for your money. If you became a channel member, you would be able to like see my videos ahead of time, and you get some other perks and stuff like that. Just if you're interested, like I don't want to make it sound like I'm asking for more or anything like that. It's just I'm noticing you're donating a lot anyway. You could have had that already by now for like 20 months. But yeah, don't take that the wrong way. Just a thought. Am I just going to build this up here? You know, I could build it near another town, actually. We've got this resource storage here. Like, if we ever need to get a load of stuff and take it into Piestovia, we've got that. Maybe I should build one. I think I built one near Skalki. Yeah, there's that one there. Let's build another one down near Clonica, maybe? Or... See, Astoya's even got this here. All right, we'll do it. We'll go build near Clonica, like, up there somewhere. I think that's... Although... Yeah, but then I've got to get the resources there, whereas here I can just take them across the road. No, I'm just going to build it here. All right, change your heart. Resource storage. Okay, let's go. Can we get it in here somewhere? Now, ideally, I don't want the stairs, although it's not one I'm going to be using a lot. I don't care. But, all right, there is a spot just here, apparently. See, I'm not really too bothered about where I build it. I just want one. Built. Come on, where was it? It was here somewhere. What? Oh, there. Okay, so specifically like that. That's kind of odd, though. Is there going to be a better spot here, maybe behind this? Sorry, just trying to find, like, a good spot for... You know what? Hey, horse, can you just real quick hold 1700 rye? Thank you. Then I can actually move a little bit faster and get this done. So maybe over here looks kind of flat, right? Soon we'll have resource storage 3 unlocked as well. Actually... That's a thought, because then we could upgrade, right? So if I look at technology here, we only have to get 7,500, but I'd have to do a lot of building. No, we're going to do it. We're going to build one more. We'll do it. Hello, Draconicus, another channel member. Welcome along. Great to have you here, as always. Hope you're doing well. I can't build it. Are trees technically counted as obstacles? I thought that you could... Yeah, that's what it must be. All right, so we have to take down some trees as well, just to build this. In here, I guess we get the wood from it, but I have to do the stumps as well. All right, I wonder... Yeah, I think that was the problem, Flash. I for some reason thought I didn't have to clear the trees in order to do it. What I'm going to do is just try and ride down here a little bit and find an easy spot to build this. I'm just trying to get this built. I don't care where it is or whatever. Just be a bit more useful. And it's dark, which doesn't make it the easiest to see. Also, I got to be careful if I go... Let's head down this way, because if I go into the town, it won't let me build there. I just want to find... Oh, actually, no, I'm such an idiot. I was trying to build near this resource storage. So it'd be nice and easy to build. Alright, apologies for all the faffing, guys, but this was an unexpected problem. I'm going back to my town. I'm going to build it there. Yeah, my bad. Because I've got a lot of flat space near the town. Let's make this horse go faster as well. So what we can do is if we take this on us, then we're burdened, but the horse isn't. Which is an odd one, because between us we're carrying the same weight, but... We can go faster if we do this. and then I will actually go and build this. Because in my town, I've got a couple resource storages, and I'm like, I'd rather build up the town. It will look bigger and stuff. We've already got that storage that's near Piestovia, so we weren't going to be even improving on that. So all up, this is going to be a better way to do it, I think. But apologies for like messing around there. Okay, here we go. Wow, up to 75% now, I think, that aliens have visited Earth. This is kind of an interesting poll to just keep running. I'm just going to leave it up there. It's interesting to see how many people are of that opinion. What? Okay, no, that's fine. I just got a sign-in alert, and I was a bit concerned because it was for YouTube, but it was something I did earlier. Don't want anyone signing into my YouTubes. So, yeah, we have this resource storage that we built over here. I'll just put one behind it or something. Now, I'm wondering in the settings here, I might better make this stuff a little bit nicer for you guys. If I go to graphics, is there like a brightness or something like that? There is. So I'm going to put that way up a second. Accept changes. All right, is that better, guys? Like, because I'm hoping, because it's nighttime, you might be able to see a bit more. And I'll probably put it back down during the day, but just let me know if this is all right or not. Hello, Joey. He says, hope you're having a great day. Yeah, so far so good. My day's only just started, but no complaints. It's been a good day. Got my coffee, and I've got a game of Medieval Dynasty on the go. What more could you want? I'm just thinking whether this would look nice around the back of it. If we just took down these two trees here, it could be a nice way of doing it. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me know, guys, if this brightness is better or if you hate it. And I'll see what I can do about that. Because I'm not sure about it myself, but I don't know if it was better than how it was before, because it was a bit dull. So if we take down just these two trees here, I think that'll be enough. We'll be good. There goes that one. Get some stems back. Much better? Okay, that's great. Hopefully you all agree. I think during the day it's going to be crazy how bright that is, and I'll have to turn it down a bit. Flash, you say it's better too? All right. 2 happy customers, that's pretty good. So let's see, we need a shovel here. Yeah, I'm just thinking, do I want to get rid of it? But I do. Bronze shovel in order to get rid of these stumps. For the most part, I've been letting trees regrow and stuff, but I think these two, we won't miss them too much. We're going to need to get rid of them in order to build the storage up there, so don't have a whole lot of choice anyway. So dig you out. There we go. And number 2. And this should be the only 2 we need to get rid of, so we should be right. And chop these up, obviously, as well. Get a couple of logs from it, I suppose, and some feathers and sticks. A little side benefit. Not that we particularly need any of that stuff, but you never know. Never know what's around the corner. We are definitely going to have to work through the night, though, because we're really struggling now. We're behind with having to build this extra resource storage. This wasn't in my plans. Right, so we want to kind of get that as level as we can, and then come back straight until it goes green, which should be any time now. Yeah, like that. All right, that's looking pretty close, right? Yeah, I mean, that looks bloody perfect, if I do say so myself. All right, we're going to need stones. So let's go. Euphoria says, hello all, just finished playing my game in Medieval Dynasty and saw you on. It's a bit late, but I'll stay for a bit. Awesome. How late is a bit late? I'm curious. Let's go and grab out the stones that we need, which was like 12, I think. Which is about there. Oh, wow. So many stones, it's hard to grab just 12. People are working overtime for us. We'll also get a load of the logs out because we're just going to need them. So as many as we can carry. Yeah, about there. That'll do. We purposely built this very close to this resource storage so we can get to and from very quick anyway. But yeah. It's 11:45 in the UK. Awesome. Whereabouts in the UK are you, if you don't mind my asking? I mean, I don't mean like an exact address or anything, just like I'm from England myself, so my family's from the southwest, all over Devon and Cornwall, so I'm always curious if anyone's there. Is that Plantany in the background there? Actually, Tatiana, you'll like this. It's not Plantany, it's Plant B, Planter B, something like that. Barry, we were calling him. Flash, you'll like that. Barry Plant. Actually, no, Barry Plant, it was Barry Allen was the Flash, wasn't it? Who's Barry Plant? Why was someone calling my plant Barry in the previous stream? There was a reason, but I don't remember it. So Plantany lived a good life, but his time had come, shall we say. So I had to get a new plant. And yeah, Plant B, because it's the second one. Planter B, Barry. Someone else suggested Dave. It is the plant of many names. That's what it can be. Any of you guys seen that story about the American hiker who was known as mostly harmless? Anybody know that story? Wandered the street, London. It's like I can imagine like that being just some really fancy address to have an address like that. On the west near the Wales border. Oh, cool. I've not been to... Well, I went to Cardiff once, but only to fly on an airplane to somewhere else. So, yeah. Achilles, hello, hello. This is good to see me back in the Medieval Dynasty. Indeed, yeah, we got a new episode out as well, which was about the market stall, and just doing streams sporadically to get some stuff done, like the... well, in this case, it's been building. We built like a house and a resource storage, but that wasn't the plan. I'm trying to level up stuff, but medieval life keeps getting in the way. Not in a bad way. Just the way the game is. All right, just for fun, anybody have a conspiracy theory that they strongly believe in? Let's open that up and see if we have some conspiracy. I love a good conspiracy theory. I just think they're so interesting to listen to and to get into and stuff. Like, you know, it is on Netflix, Draconicus. Yeah, I can't remember if that's the name of it or not. But it's about a hiker who goes missing, and there's this big effort to find his identity because he was clearly like purposely keeping his identity secret from everyone. And it was very, very interesting to watch that documentary. Brought up all kinds of talking points and issues and such. Yeah, it was cool. Very interesting indeed. Am I into sci-fi? Yeah, I would say I am. I just went and watched Dune Part 2 in the cinema recently. I haven't seen Part 1, so I just watched like a too long didn't watch version on YouTube before I went. But I still really enjoyed the second movie. I thought it was great. Really enjoy the original Star Wars movies as well. They were great. Started to watch Star Trek from like way back in the day, Star Trek, and actually was enjoying it. But my girlfriend who I was watching it with, not so much. We haven't really revisited that one too much yet. You have it on your list? Oh, well, enjoy then. No spoilers. I'll make sure I don't give you any spoilers. Yeah, I do like Star Wars. But the funny thing about Star Wars was massive when I was a kid. That's when everyone was watching it. I watched it for the first time ever about 3 months ago, something like that. So I am so late to the party on Star Wars. But yes, when I did finally get around to watching it, it was very good. I can see why people are into it. Indeed. But yeah, there we go. Okay, should have enough planks now to finish this build off. I'm going to go inside. I find building the roof from the inside is generally a bit easier. Have I ever watched Farscape? I have not. Can't say I have, no. You grew up on Star Trek and Star Wars? Yeah, they... I should have, I think. But, hey, better late than never, right? I finally made it. For years, like, when I was doing streams and stuff on YouTube or Twitch, you know, back in the day, people would always be like, you haven't seen Star Wars, what the hell? Like, it used to infuriate people. So, if you like some more infuriation, I've still never seen The Wizard of Oz as well. I have a DVD of it that one of my longtime channel supporters, Haley, she actually posted me the DVD of it. I will watch it, Haley, if you're watching. I don't think she's here right now, but I will watch it one day. Right, now that's been built, first thing we can do is come in here, and I don't know why I have a load of daub on me, actually. That's an interesting one. But let's get rid of anything we don't need. Also, our storage is now up to 11,000, and when we get to resource storage 3, we can upgrade all of them, and then it'll be even more. So that'll be great. Okay, is that... Let's go, I guess, everything for now. Cool. Right, what was I actually trying to do? I was farming, wasn't I, before all this happened? So what I need to do, actually, is get all the stuff off of you and do that. There. I got into Star Wars, like, in a nerdy way when I knew The Force Awakens was coming, watched the Clone Wars and Rebels, and fell in love ever since. That's awesome. It's a good thing to fall in love with, because there's a lot of content on it and communities and stuff around it, so it's not a bad thing. Twilight Zone is a great series. Twilight Zone. I haven't seen that, I don't think. But it makes me think of you guys know that it's become like a meme now. Hold on, I want to eat my meat and gravy. I didn't actually heal all my health. I thought I was going to do a bit more than that. Never mind. Yeah, that guy who's like used to debunk conspiracies and urban legends and stuff like that. And he's turned into a bit of a meme now where he'll be like, it's a myth. It didn't happen. Not true. Like, does anybody know what I'm talking about? Or does it just sound like a madman right now? As I say, I love a good conspiracy debate. Unfortunately, most conspiracy shows I watch are very one-sided because they're clearly biased towards the agenda of furthering that conspiracy and being like, no, this is all the evidence as to why it happened. I would love it if shows did more of a balanced thing. You get people from both sides to argue it a bit more. They always have like a couple of people, like a token couple of people who are arguing against whichever way the doco is biased. But it's never really like a fair debate. And there's always these like massive glaring hole questions they don't answer about stuff. And you're like, I just wish they would make more of an effort to have a genuine attempt at getting to the truth rather than just trying to further an agenda of something that they clearly believe and was the motivation for making the doco. But I guess, that's just how they do things. But yeah, certainly is interesting to watch none the same. Anyway, this will complete the rye field, of course, which is definitely a good thing for many reasons, which we talked about before, for all the food and also freeing up the field to plant other things in this season, stuff like that. Just thinking, so the rye, we're going to make animal feed out of it. We need to have a decent amount as well for our workers to use to make animal feed and for our workers to use to make up the gruel that our citizens are living off. And the rest of it we could produce ourselves if we wanted to give our production a bit of a boost. Just looking at this actually now. So production 3742 right now. Farming up to over 7,000. That's pretty good. Oh, sorry, just doing a bit of a stretch. So the next thing we unlock is the barn 3 at 8,000. That's cool. And it will give the barns more capacity and stuff like that. I guess they'll look a bit cooler too. So we are slowly progressing through the game towards completion. You know what I should have done is built a resource storage up here. I'm so annoyed that I didn't think to do that because it would be a really good spot for having one. I'm a muppet. I really am. Never mind. Let's go down here. Yeah, most of what I watch is probably more along the true crime stuff, though. I like a lot of the true crime stuff. I find that quite fascinating. Just how, these people who are so different to us or to normal people or whatever think and act and stuff. It's just boggles the mind. So I want to look at production stuff. I think is where it's all going to be. Now, we are in spring, so we can check any seeds here about whether we want to plant them. Like flax, I'm just pretty sure is going to be, it can be, yeah, we're just going to do flax. I'm not even going to think about it. We've got like 1 flax and 2 stalks, so we need to plant these seeds. Let's just do that. Keep going down here. Let's have a look. So we've got quite a lot of oat and oat grain. We now have all the rye, which we need. Wheat and wheat grain right there. So let's grab out some of this rye, and I want to check the recipe on a couple of things. We're going to grab out about half of it. There we go, because this is going to be enough to get us going, and we're just going to check some things. Draconica says farming technology I think is the hardest to unlock. I don't know. I don't know if I would agree with that. Oh, wait, is there? Hold on a second. Do I have this black box behind my... Yeah, that. What is that? Oh, sorry, guys. Is that now off? Yeah. All right, I just noticed that. So the whole stream, I guess that's been there next to my webcam. It's about to go off. In fact, it will be off by the time you hear that. But my apologies. No one told me, guys. You guys could have said. Animal feed. So it's just straw as well as oat and rye grain, which we're about to have a ton of. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have not found it too bad, to be honest, to unlock the farming stuff. I've had a massive farm for ages that I've just spent a lot of time farming. I think it feeds into that whole enjoying the sort of grindy stuff. You could have said, Tatiana, geez, come on now. All good, all good. Yeah, I found the production one to be the hardest, but I think I've probably neglected it throughout a little bit, whereas farming I've been on top of. I think that's the secret really, is if you're on top of it throughout, you'll be all right. I haven't been here in a while. I wasn't going to assume. You thought I just like a little black box on my screen? Jeez, Tatiana, come on. That could be my thing as a streamer. Just have a random black box on the stream at all times for no apparent reason. Okay, they now have a ton of stuff to be getting on with. We are going to grab out our flax seeds. That'll be enough to do the field, I would think. And we need some bags. Grab like a load of them. Oh, we need to fertilize it first, actually. So before we do that, let's put all that back because fertilizer is kind of heavy. And let's see, we're going to need just about all of that. So there we go. I was testing you and you all failed. How about that? No one let me know. That's an F for all you guys. Oh dear. Never mind. Alright, I think it's becoming morning, so we're going to get towards the point where this brightness is going to become a bit obnoxious. So I shall change that soon. Maybe when we get to the farm. There we go. There's some pretty good upcoming games in that by this company as well. Toplitz are the people, the developers of this game. Pirates Republic looks fantastic, and I've already messaged them about that. I should be on a list to be notified when that's coming out. And there's another game that I want to keep trying. I keep asking for a key, but I'm not getting an answer for, which is... I usually at least get an answer. I'm guessing there's something going on with that. But for a game called... Hold on. Yeah, Fertilizer. Lumberjack's Dynasty, which looks interesting. So yeah, if you guys are a fan of this company, you can do that. We are going to need to do a bit of farming. It's going to take a little bit of time. It has to be done because today is the final day. So apologies that this is going to be a bit of a farming simulator 24, medieval farming simulator 24 going on here. But if you guys want to chat about anything random, now's a great time. You didn't realize the black box? That's okay. We'll allow that then. We'll let you off. Let's go back to the brightness setting as well. So graphics, brightness, put it back down to the 100%. There we go. Accept changes. So it'll be a bit darker for a little bit and then it'll be good again. F is not for fantastic, Tatiana. You don't get to just dictate what the F suddenly means. That's not allowed. Just making up your own rules. Not sure how I feel about this. F could stand for quite a few other things, actually, just thinking about it, couldn't it? There we go. Yeah, so this is the part of the game that's the grindy part. But it is something I enjoy. Do you think most gamers enjoy having some sort of grindy element to their game? Because a lot of games seem to have that in. And I wonder if it's more than just like, well, making sure that you can't complete the game in like a few hours. Maybe there is something about it that we like. I know that a lot of gamers have anxiety, right? I think that gaming reduces anxiety for a lot of people. And I think a monotonous task like this was really good for reducing anxiety, right? It's got to be. Because if you're the sort of person who likes to watch the same TV shows over and over again, apparently that's a sign of having anxiety because you know what's going to happen in them. So there's no unexpected surprises and it's just like kind of calming and stuff. And maybe this is the same. I'm just doing the same thing repeatedly for an extended period. Maybe it's calming. Flash says, have you thought about extending your season cycle? I have mine set to 10 days per season. It makes it easy to get everything done in a season. Sure, you can do it in mid-game. Yeah, you can. I could change it right now. It would change from the next season onwards, so it wouldn't help me in this particular season, but from next season onwards, it would help. If you were playing this game for fun, I would highly recommend that you put your season setting up. I mean, really, you just as well put it to the maximum length, because after 3 days, you can just choose to sleep through to the next season anyway. So there's no real downside to doing it. The reason I personally have chosen not to is just a content creation decision. So I wanted to progress through this game in a reasonably speedy way. So we're seeing things happen a bit quicker, like the children growing up, myself aging in the game, potentially getting to a point where my dynasty has to continue by me playing as my son, and that sort of thing. But yeah, definitely if you were just playing for fun, I would highly recommend that you put the season length up. And just because you always have that option to sleep through to the next season after the 3 days anyway. So there we go. Hibernation is interesting. Yeah. I wonder if I'd... No, I was thinking, would it be good if humans could hibernate? But I wouldn't want to. You'd miss out on too much of life. Draconica says grinding goes way back. The first RPG game I played was called, what was it, Ultima Online back in the 90s, so you're used to it. Yeah, so maybe it's no accident that popular games have a grinding element, I don't know. What is similar between farms and dad jokes? The cornier the better. I'm such a dad joke central, I feel. Like, I say them a lot, and then people say them to me a lot. We've built a real dad joke community around here. Not a bad thing, right? Harmless dad jokes. Thanks for that, Euphoria. That's what we need during these grindy elements of the stream, is the dad jokes. That or a good debate about something. Someone trigger me. Let's go. Why? I don't know why I just said that. I can imagine what people might say. Actually, no, you guys are pretty good for the most part. I've actually had to ban so few people from YouTube streams. It happened a lot more frequently on Twitch. I don't know if the community there is just a bit more toxic or, you know, what that is. YouTube might have better moderation, like automatic moderation tools or something. I don't know. But yeah, we used to have to ban people on Twitch probably on average like one a stream or something. Whereas on YouTube, it's probably one every 6 months. It's like so much less. It's really noticeably different, which is good. But even so, I'm going to go back to simulcasting soon. I think I need to look at it because I have to buy the Streamlabs Ultra. I need to look at how much that costs and stuff. But I think I'll probably do it. It'll probably still be worth it. Most streams I get like donations of some sort anyway as well. So as long as I'm streaming semi-often, it should be alright. So, do you believe in your poll you set? Do I believe that intelligent life has visited Earth? I believe it's possible. I don't like when people say, oh, of course it's impossible. And I don't like when people say, yeah, it's definitely happened. The exception to that is if they've had a personal experience, because let's look at it this way, right? If someone is incredibly genuine when they say, I was abducted by aliens, right? One of two things has happened. Either they have actually been abducted by aliens, right? And probed and whatever else that happens to them. Or, I would say much more likely, they have had some sort of experience that leads them to genuinely believe that. Now, that could have just been a very vivid dream. It could have been some sort of hallucination, which can be caused by any number of things. If you look at the things that can happen that can cause a human to hallucinate, you know, you don't have to be like a drug addict or something like that, you know, for it to happen. It can happen to just normal people at random times for all kinds of reasons. But either way, if they're genuine when they say that, then I can understand why they would be like, no, it's definitely happened. It's happened to me. I would still take it, as I say, with a very big pinch of salt that there's probably a more likely explanation, but you can understand why people would think that way. For me personally, I've never had an experience like that. And I think that so the argument that people often put is like, well, it's not happened because you can't factor in the incredibly vast distance that any intelligent life would have to travel in order to get to Earth. And it's impossible to travel those distances without it taking like thousands of years, right? Like other planets and stars and stuff are thousands of light years away from us. So even if they're traveling speed of light, it takes thousands of years, yada, yada. But, you know, my argument to that would be, well, try explaining an airplane to a caveman, right? You'd be like, well, no, it's not possible to travel that fast. Of course it's not. It's ridiculous, right? The point is that if these people were that much more advanced than us, then who knows, right? Like they just, I mean, I think someone once said that if technology becomes so much more advanced than the civilization who is viewing that technology, it becomes indistinguishable from magic, right? I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like that. And that's entirely true. And so maybe we just can't understand because we are so much less technology advanced than what they might be. So I think that it is entirely possible that it has happened, and it wouldn't surprise me either if it hadn't happened. I just don't think we can say it either way, which I know is a very on the fence answer, but I think it's an accurate answer and sort of the correct way to look at it. It always annoys me though how scientists. I love science, right? I think it's so interesting and such a noble pursuit for people to give their life to basically better the human experience and better our species into the future and all that sort of stuff. But certain scientists I've heard are so close-minded when it comes to this stuff. They're like, well, no, it's not possible because it's such a long distance. And I'm like, how can you say that when you know this much about science and how things advance and stuff? You know, where are we going to be in 1,000 years? What are we going to be able to do in 1,000 years that right now we think is impossible? There'd be so much, right? That was a rant, wasn't it? I went off on one there, but it was a good rant. Achilles says, I love how many Lord of the Rings Easter eggs there are in this game. Yeah, there's a lot of, if you listen to what the villagers say, actually, there's a lot of cool references and funny little in-jokes and stuff like that. It's great. Draconica says, if we as humans believe that we are the only life form in the whole universe, we need to readjust our thoughts. Yeah, I mean, like if you had to, mathematically, the chances that we're alone has to be so much less likely than the fact that we're not, right? Because the universe is, at the very least, incredibly large and potentially infinite, right? For all we know. Am I out of fertilizer? Really? That surprises me. So this field's bigger than I thought. It's got a couple hundred slots, I guess. Okay, well, it is only 8:39 in the morning in-game. So we're going to go get a load more made up so we can finish this field off properly and get all that flax. Yeah, it's got to be much more likely that there's other life forms out there. Yeah, this is it, Euphoria. What was it? Someone, again, I'm paraphrasing here and I'm getting the numbers a bit wrong, but they were like, it's something like, if the chance of life on another planet forming is 1 in 100 billion, then there would still be life on 100 billion known planets. It's something crazy like that, where even if the chances of life forming are astronomically slim, it would still have happened billions and billions of times. So that alone makes you think, well, surely then, right? Surely there's something there. Right, what do we want to eat here? I'll just eat some flatbread. We've got a lot of it. Just grab 20 to keep us going for a few days. Well, it's 40 kilos. It weighs a bit, this flatbread. It's the only thing. But we're eating our way through it, literally. So there we go. And then, you know, the argument about intelligent life is a different argument. I mean, you have to realize that when we say life, bacteria is a life form. You know, plants are life forms. Like, it doesn't have to be other civilizations who are intelligent in the way that we would perceive intelligence, and, you know, civilized and organized and stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that, although it certainly could. All the rot is in the other thing, isn't it? Actually, do we have manure in here? Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Yes, we do. All right, how much can we carry? That's a whole lot of poop. I'm going to carry that and get it turned into some fertilizer to finish off the field. So, yeah, it's very interesting. I think a more interesting question is how close it could be. You know, it's only a theory, but it's a theory that is backed up with good science that there could well be running water under the southern ice cap on Mars. So, you know, where there's running water, there's at least the potential for life. And imagine that, even if it was just bacteria, if there was bacterial life found on Mars, wouldn't that just be incredible? That it was that close to us. I mean, you know, I'm talking obviously relatively, but still. Why do you think cows have hooves instead of feet? Because they're lactose. I love that. Euphoria, like, we're going from the vastness of space and the possibility of life in there. Like, that was your last comment. And then your next comment is a cow dad joke. Love that. We're really across the board in this stream. In what other stream can you be talking about those two things, those two topics that closely together? That is some ground we covered there very, very quickly. Oh dear. Also, in what other medieval dynasty stream would we get onto such topics? I blame myself. It's my mind's fault for the way I think, and then I pass it on to you guys. I apologize for nothing. Okay. No, I don't want that. I want that. And are we still on the fertilizer? I guess we probably would have been. Now, where did we get to? This is unfertilized. This is unfertilized. This is unplowed. So probably some way up here, right? That's unfertilized. So there. It's a little bit hard to see sometimes, don't you guys think, when you've got the stalks on the floor and you're trying to see what you fertilized and what you haven't? Maybe it's just me. I find it a little bit tricky. A woman of many interests. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a man of many unconnected interests, and that does become problematic at times. my brain has a very scattered way of thinking. It goes all over the place, makes a lot of ground very quickly. Never mind. Things for the most part are going well. Can't complain. Anyway, we're almost done with this farm. We got sorry, we're not actually. We're almost done with fertilizing this farm. After that, there's much more to be getting on with. Actually, one thing I want to do real quick is if we go back into the kitchen. So let's see, that'll be production, kitchen. So it's making up all this porridge, but I don't want it to use up the oat grain because we've got a lot less of that than we do of the gruel that we were making before. We want to move back to that. So gruel right there, the rye grain. We have an incredible amount of rye grain after harvesting that field. So let's just get that way up. Oh, come on. They need to make these sliders better. There needs to be a better way of doing this, right? I think anyone who plays this game would agree. There we go. So almost 24 gruel a day being made up. I haven't had to worry about making food for the town myself in a very long time. Or water, actually. So, yeah, we're doing all right on the automation of that. Some things are getting to a point where they are automated now. And we don't really have to, worry about that. Let's actually close this poll down now because this has been going on for ages. Options, end poll. It's ended at 69% as well. There we go. 68% and 31%. So one of those is wrong. 1% didn't understand the question. I think those are we have a lot of Americans watching, so. Interests equal intelligence. Possibly. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take any compliment I can get. Because I'm a attention-hungry YouTuber. It's becoming a thing now, right? So many people are such attention seekers, right? And I wonder why that's happening. Right? Because what does that actually stem from? Because this is why we're getting, how right now you could think about so many people you've seen making TikTok videos that you're just like, oh my God, what an idiot, for whatever reason. I feel like the thing that motivates that really whittles down to people just really wanting attention and almost being desperate for it. But why is that suddenly becoming such a thing? Because there's always been attention-seeking people and stuff, but why is it so prominent now? That's the question, right? Draconicus, I'm English, so I blame Americans for anything and everything. That's how it works, right? Just think of it as friendly fire. But yeah, I'm just wondering what about the world is so different today that people are now so much more desperate for attention. Is it because they are seeing so many people who are getting millions of views and likes and all that sort of stuff, and it's like, oh, I want that. Taran Craw, I'd be extremely surprised if liquid water existed anywhere on Mars, which has an average daily temperature of -50. Well, I believe, and look, I would need to look a lot more into this and stuff. It's just something I saw recently, that they are saying that there could be liquid water under the surface of the southern pole of Mars or something like that. So perhaps the -50 is the sort of ground temperature, but if you go down underground, we're a bit more protected from the elements and such. Maybe it's, the sort of temperature where liquid water could exist. But as I say, I would need to look a lot more into it. I'm not claiming there is or there isn't. I just saw a theory that there is, and apparently it is, a theory that is backed by some of the more prominent scientists that are studying this. But again, it's theoretical. There's no actual evidence of it. So we don't know for sure either way. Now, see, I don't need these scythes, and they're quite heavy. Let's just get rid of them real quick. And I'm done with the fertilizer as well. So we can get rid of all of that. What we're looking for now is we need some hose. I should have some bronze hose. We'll use that one up and then take like 3 more because we might need them. And let's go and put that one in there. So we'll use you up first. Good. Making content is so much easier. All you really need is a mobile phone. That's true. It's become a lot easier to make it and that sort of thing. And TikTok does get you like a lot more views than YouTube will, just the way it's set up. But they're not necessarily like good views in terms of growing the channel and stuff. But if you're certainly as a child, you might look at it and go, oh, wow, I've had 1,000 views or whatever, you know, and then I can see that. Flash, I agree with that. Yeah, that's just very true. But of course, you know, mistakes are going to happen as well. It's a complicated one. Euphoria says it's because of social media, I believe, less real life interaction. Yeah, it could well be. They're not getting real attention from people. So maybe, you know, maybe like one actual laugh, like if you say something funny and you get an actual genuine laugh from someone who's like there in front of you, it might be worth 1,000 or more laugh reacts on or comments of lol or whatever, right? So that could be a thing. Oh, actually, one thing I need to do real quick is just go into management of fields. So this is field 7. What we need to do is tell them what we want them to grow here, which is going to be flax, because otherwise they'll start planting the wrong things. Yeah, flax, please. And the whole field's going to be flax. Wait. Do you want to keep the changes? No. I need to just make sure there's carrots in there. Right, so we need to keep the carrots, otherwise they'll dig up the carrots. It's a very complicated operation, this. They need to have a way that you can tell the villagers to leave certain fields alone. Right, so if we do that. Okay. Press escape, accept the changes. Now it should be done. I just want to double check, but yeah, okay. And then we can do this. There we go. Draconica says, but then again, we in the US do create the most conspiracy theories. Yeah, I think it was like over 60% of Americans believe in a conspiracy, like not like a specific conspiracy, but have a belief in one or more conspiracy theories. But I think that a lot of that is because your government has given you a lot of reasons to mistrust them over the last, you know, say 100 years or so. So I can understand that. Taryn says, yeah, but it's not geologically active or have volcanism. And then, of course, you're talking about the even colder southern pole. But I like to be surprised sometimes. Yeah, I mean, without, like I say, like Googling this and looking into it right now, which I won't do during... Oh, I might do it. I'm kind of tempted to now. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. As I say, it's a theory. There's no actual proof of it or whatever. But even like whatever the situation is, if you found some sort of bacterial life on Mars, I think that would just be astonishing that it was that close to us this whole time, right? I also think it'd be really interesting if you found any sort of bacterial life on a meteorite that hit Earth, right? Because if it could exist on meteorites, that would be very interesting, right? It could be how life on Earth started, potentially. And life on other planets might start the same way. It's very interesting. But yeah, people are definitely looking for attention, and I definitely think that there could be a link between people spending less time in person getting attention from people, and it's not worth as much getting the stuff that they get online from people, so it leads them to craving it more and more and doing these crazier things. But I mean, I sometimes will see like a Facebook memory of a post that I made when I was like 15. And it makes me cringe so hard. It's like, oh my God, I just want to delete that from existence because it's so cringe. I mean, who knows how these TikTokers who are like 15 are going to feel if they watch back some of their TikToks when they're like 30. I'd imagine a whole lot of cringe going on there. But unfortunately, their behavior is rewarded. This is where it's really dangerous, because it's like the more of an idiot you are, the more that gets rewarded. I hate seeing these people who are getting like harassed in real life with these like pranks and stuff like that, because someone's making a TikTok video. There was a guy in, where was it now? It was like Sweden or Denmark or something like that. He was making, I think it was TikToks, but some sort of content where he would fill up a bucket with like milk and like, I think it was like straw or something, like just a load of like disgusting stuff, go onto a bus and pour it over a random passenger's head, and his mate was filming him for doing it. and he did it several times. The transport authority told him he needed to stop or he'd be prosecuted. He didn't stop, and he was arrested for it and charged. And I was like, yeah, good. Like, how ridiculous is that? You just sat on a bus minding your own business, and someone comes and pours all this disgusting stuff over your head. I mean, stuff like that, it's like, it's really going too far. But it's one of those things where it's going to escalate, because you act a bit silly on TikTok, it gets you 10,000 views. You're like, oh, wow, like, that's cool, right? Especially, like, you got to put yourself in the mindset of, like, a 14, 15-year-old, like a lot of the children that are on here, you know, making this sort of content. And even if you're, like, 18, 19, 20, you know, becoming a young adult, still, you can see how, you know, particularly if you haven't had much attention in your life, and then all of a sudden you're starting to get tens or hundreds of thousands of views and stuff, like, people are going to be sucked in by that, and then they want to escalate, and how can I get more views? So they do something more stupid, and it just kind of grows from there. Yeah, it is disgusting. Yeah, it's disgusting behavior, and I'm glad that he was charged, and hopefully they charge the camera person too, because they were complicit in that. I mean, you know, they were filming it, they were helping it. To me, that's, you know, what is it they call it when you're helping someone to commit a crime? I can't think of the name now, but you know what I'm saying. But there we go. So yeah, getting a bit silly, a bit out of hand. And I think it undermines as well the people out there who are making content, which is really good, solid content. Because there are some people out there doing just fantastic things on YouTube and on TikTok and on every platform. You know, it's like anything, you get good and bad. And then they have that whole thing of, if they have to tell people that, oh, I'm a YouTuber, there are always going to be people that think, oh, God, like, you know, this person's probably a complete douche. And they actually may not be. Accessory, that's right, accessory to the crime. Thank you, Achilles. Draconics says, just like those stupid knockout videos where people knock out people from behind. Well, that's so much worse again, because you could literally kill someone or paralyze someone or seriously injure someone from doing that. I mean, yeah, I have no time for that at all, and that's horrendous. Those people should definitely be arrested. You know, it's so dangerous doing that. I used to box, and when you go into a boxing gym, safety it's taken very, very seriously by everyone there. There's a misconception sometimes that, oh, if you fight like that, if you go and do boxing training and stuff like that, if you're a fighter in that way, you know, you're a bit of a thug, a bit of an idiot, a bit whatever. But I tell you something, the respect that these guys have for safety and stuff is phenomenal. You know, I don't consider myself like a boxer. I did boxing training for like a while, like a year or something. I don't even know. But these guys, I had so much respect for them. And yeah, like, safety is so important. And, you know, you don't understand the damage that one punch can actually do, especially if someone isn't expecting it. That's the worst thing. And if you hit someone from behind and they don't know it's coming, it's horrendous, you know? It can be so damaging. But there we go. I mean, again, it's just a sign of what's happening, where people are trying to do more and more crazy things. It's a shame. It really is. In the meantime, I'm going to plant my flax field. Just on a bit of a different note. Again, we're going from the very sort of serious philosophical topics to back to video games. I love it. It's a great way to spend a Monday morning. It is 8:25 Monday morning for me right now. The coffee's kicked in. We're having a good time. The 30 or so of us that are here right now are putting the world to rights. If only the rest of the world would listen to this stream, right, the world would just be a better place. If only you guys were the committee for democracy across the world. Kitty says there was that one boxer who can hit at the back of the skull and he become brain damage. Oh, he must have got hit at the back of the skull. But yeah, I mean, it's a dangerous place to hit someone anyway, but pretty much anywhere on the body is a very dangerous place to hit someone if they're not expecting it. If you're expecting it, your reactions and stuff, right? You will sort of turn away from the punch a little bit. You will tense up in that area to sort of protect yourself and stuff like that. And you'd be surprised what a good job that actually does of protecting yourself, right? I mean, it's all part of our evolution that we've evolved to be able to do this. So, but when someone doesn't know it's coming, yeah, that's when it's super dangerous. It's what happened to Houdini, right? That's how Houdini died. Houdini used to have this trick, well, kind of a trick, it's not really, but like where people could punch him in the stomach as hard as they possibly could, and he could just take it. But he always knew it was coming, and this one guy just went up to him and punched him. Houdini didn't know it was coming, and because of that, it like ruptured his kidneys and stuff, and that was that. I mean, it's crazy. Where am I from? So I'm English, but I live in Australia now. Oh, because of the time. Yeah, that's why it's 8:30 in the morning for me right now. So the best time for me to stream is probably from about 5 hours ago. You know, around 2:30 in the morning is probably peak time, which means I can either start super early or super late at night and then go through. But it would just mess up my sleep schedule, my social life so much that I kind of sacrifice the very best time and then do either like late at night or early in the morning, but not super late or super early. You thought Houdini disappeared? I mean, you could, I guess, think of it as the ultimate disappearing act, right? To die, but not to make light of his death. But yeah, he was. If you look into it, he was actually punched in the stomach by someone who didn't give him any warning they're about to do that, and it like ruptured his kidneys, and he later died because of that. So yeah, it was very sad, but he left an awesome legacy. I was very into magic for a while. There was a time in my life when I wanted to be a magician, and I was practicing magic for probably about a year quite seriously. But ever since I was a kid, I was doing magic for fun. I used to love like the magic sets, and my dad would teach me tricks and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, for about a year, I had like mirrors set up in my bedroom so I could watch myself doing like card tricks and stuff, so that all the secret magic moves. I could see whether or not people would be able to see them. I was reading books that are part of what we call the magic library, so it's kind of hidden. You have to go searching for these books, so to speak, because they are hidden from the general public, because they contain all the magician's secrets and stuff. I think magic is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and Houdini is obviously one of the sort of founding fathers of magic almost, you know. But it dates way, way back to like the ancient Egyptians and ancient civilizations. There's forms of magic. They might not have thought of it quite as we think of magic today, but there's evidence of it being very, very old. You're near the Philippines. Ah, cool. Yeah. Yeah, similar sort of time zone, right? What time is it for you right now, then? But yeah, pretty similar. I'm trying to think I don't think I've been to the Philippines. I've been to Indonesia, but I went to Bali, which is... it's an interesting place, Bali. There's good and there's bad. There's a question for you guys, a bit of a lighter note, but if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you guys really like to go? For me, if it's like anywhere, Canada is always just so up there on my list, but I've been there before. Same time. Well, there you go. Awesome. But yeah, I absolutely love Canada. If it was somewhere I hadn't been, there's places I'd like to go, like Egypt, for example, see the pyramids. That'd be so cool. South America, I'd really like to go there. Although after watching the Top Gear, any Top Gear fans in here, you know, the Top Gear special where they go to Argentina and they get run out of the country, I'd have to be very careful going there. I'd very much like to go, but obviously the conflict with the Falklands has not been soon forgotten by the Argentinians. I think there is a little bit of dislike towards English people there. So potentially a dangerous place, but I would very much like to go to South America. I did go to Mexico when I was like 12 with my family, but we pretty much didn't leave the hotel, so it's not really seeing proper sort of Mexico, is it, you know? Alaska and New Zealand. Well, that'd be quite the trip. You couldn't have chosen two places further apart, I don't think, Joshua. I've been to both, though, and they are both lovely, so I highly recommend that if you think, I want to go, you need to find a way to go because they're lovely. New Zealand for Hobbiton. I am fortunate enough to have been to Hobbiton, actually, in New Zealand. It is very, very cool. Everything is very, very small. For someone like me who is 6'3", it was quite funny standing next to the doors and stuff. But yeah, no, it's an awesome place. We are only just going to get this farm planted in time, I think. It is like 7 p.m. We've worked on this farm the entire day. That's the only thing with having a farm of this size. It does take a lot of time to do it. Japan, yes, I would like to go to Japan. Yeah, I've not been. That would be awesome. Antarctica, my goodness, that would be fascinating. Yeah, go see the penguins. That'd be very, very nice indeed. Yeah, I'd like to see them. I would love to see a polar bear in the wild, but from quite a distance. Obviously, that's the Arctic. I'm aware it's not the Antarctic, but yeah, the Arctic, going up there and seeing a polar bear. Like I say, from a distance, and whilst holding a gun after being trained first how to fire a gun, because being English, I have zero experience with that. That would be wonderful. Actually, I'd like some sort of like SAS team with me, you know. So I feel really safe. They've all got the guns. They know what to do with them. And I'll be like, if I see a polar bear, I'll be like, okay, if he comes near here, let's protect ourselves. You're so jealous. One day, Achilles, you shall go there. It'll happen. You're closer than most people are in the Philippines, right? So it can happen. You've got this. Interesting that a couple of people there have said New Zealand, though. New Zealand is a lovely place. Oh, here we go. Euphoria says, how does a farmer party? He turnips the beat? Oh, my goodness. No. I thought you were going to say with all his hoes. I've been to see the pyramids. Was awesome. Like to go on a true safari. Yeah, so safari. I love animals and I love seeing them in their natural habitat. I don't think there's anything better than that. But safari, I would like to do it. I'm just a bit terrified because I've seen the videos where they let the lion come right up to the truck and stuff, and I'm like, don't do that. Like, they will kill someone at some point. I really don't want to be that someone. Dying to an animal has to be one of the worst ways to go, right? Because you're like, you'd be fighting and it would be winning and it wouldn't be quick and it wouldn't be painless, right? Oh, let's all you have to do is run quicker than someone else if a bear attacks. That's true. Yeah. I'll pay for some guy who's like morbidly obese to come with me. And I'll be like, hey, I just got to find a guy who's like, his dream has always been to go and see the polar bears. But yeah, I wanted someone to go with. Will you come with me? And my secret plan is I just know I can outrun him. I'll buy him like special shoes that actually are like really slippery on snow. So mean. I mean, I think we're actually we're verging on manslaughter here, so perhaps I should calm down. Northeast England, is that where you're from or where you want to visit? And if you want to visit there, where is it you're from, Dean? Because that's quite specific. Maybe you have family there or something that you want to go see. Or trip the fastest person. Yeah, just use my gun to like shoot the fastest person in their legs so that they can't move, and then I'll just outrun them. Yeah, this is a great plan. We've got this. So my guy's saying he's thirsty, but I really want to get this planted. And when the new season comes in, thirst and hunger reset, so we'll be right. Lindisfarne, I think it's called. As in, that's where you're from. I was going to say, I've never heard of that being a place in Northeast England. And would you still be alive whilst it's having its meal? Oh, and you would still, yeah, right. And bear's the worst, because a bear will just like sit on you and kind of play with you and toy with you. And they weigh so much that you cannot get them off. They're just sat on you. Oh, this is horrible. This is not a Monday morning conversation. I don't like this. This is horrible to just think about it. My goodness. I love how so many people are like, you don't need to worry about it. You just need to be faster than the other person, which is true. But a very unsettling thought. It's like, imagine saying to somebody like, "Oh yeah, I went to see the polar bears and they attacked me," and they'd be like, "Oh my god, how did you survive?" Well, I wasn't the slowest person of the group, so I was fine. Just let them eat the other person in the group while I ran away. You're from a place called Holy Island? Whereabouts is that? I've not heard of that either. Are you just making places up, Dean? There's two places I don't know about right now. Just have. Oh, I forgot to turn the brightness up. We're almost done. I'll turn it up anyway because I think it's actually going to help me. So apologies, guys. Go back. Yeah, keep changes. So yeah, we did this before. You guys said it was a bit better to see, so we'll do that. I'm sort of from England. Does New England count? Yeah. Well, hey, so you almost would have been English, right? You managed to fight us off successfully. Otherwise, you would literally be English. But yeah, New England, you're like a distant cousin. Good night, Euphoria. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the laughs and for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Is just off the Northumbrian coast. It was a monastery famous for being attacked by Vikings. Oh wow, that's very cool. It sounded like a Viking name, like a European name. I thought, you know, maybe that Dean was from Europe, but he was talking about where he wanted to go. I'd never heard of it, but that does sound cool. All right, this is the last row because our farmer's planted the other row for us. He may not have done the whole row, but we'll check that when we get up there. It's up there somewhere. But hopefully this farmer will just about all planted. I'm not sure when we can harvest flax. I've got a funny feeling it might be literally next season, which if we can, then that's pretty cool. And build the windmill soon if we get all this farming going on. With the tech points. Oh, there we go. He actually did a bit of this too. Wait, he missed this bit though. No, he didn't. It just looked a different color. All right, the field is done. We're just gonna sleep through to the next season, and then he'll be he'll stop complaining then. What's my favorite thing to eat? Oh my goodness. That's a really good question. I mean, if we're talking like, you know, calories don't count, then pizza, lasagna, right? That stuff is great. I make a pretty mean lasagna, and I do very much enjoy it. But if we're talking like, you know, overall, everything sort of included. Wait, did that even go down? Sorry, the brightness didn't seem to go down. It apparently is. Then I make up this chili, which is like pretty healthy, but also really tasty. So that would be up there. I do like a good chili. Flax you can harvest in summer. Oh yeah, so now, right? So there we go, we can do that. And our farming points are, yeah, they're climbing. They really are. So we're doing all this flax to actually get our production up longer term. By turning it into cloves and stuff, right, for all the sewing and whatever. But yeah, all right, let's go do that. Don't let Kaizen fool you. He's a prisoner. They sent him to Australia. Yeah, I've got a very good cell, as you can see here. I've got a room in the cell just for the streaming, and they let me stream and have internet stuff. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I am British and I'm English, and I moved to Australia. Oh, okay. Sorry, Eclipse. I moved to Australia, oh my goodness, like 14 years ago now. So quite a while ago. But we moved as a family. We've never looked back. I love how often it rains in the summer in this game. This must have been created by an English person who was just trying to make it realistic. There we go. But yeah, it's a fantastic place, Australia. If you're thinking about visiting, you know, you will enjoy it. Let's grab another 2 of them. I think 3 would just about be enough to scythe down all of our flax right there. But yeah, it's a wonderful place to visit and stuff. So, do I remember? I certainly do. Devon and Cornwall is where my family are all from. Personally, I grew up in Devon. I was on Dartmoor, which looks basically like this, right? Raining, grey, trees, rocks, rivers, stuff like that. How's my relationship with my wife and son? It's pretty good. Let's go and double check. In fact, I could give my son a gift now. It's a new season as well. Actually, I probably could have given him a gift last season. I don't really keep on top of it very well. But he loves me nonetheless. See, we're not basing our relationship on a material goods trade. He just loves me for me. So let's have a look. Let's go get the gift. I keep the gifts for the wife and son in this little box in here. Yep, this one. There we go. So, let's see. Wooden doll figurine. Looks like we need to buy some more gifts for them. We'll do that this season. Let's have a little chat. So, affection's 24%. I'll give him that. It's now 27%. You know, it is what it is. We have I'm like an estranged father. As for Bogner, her affection for me is 95%. So, that's pretty good. Right. Hot farming, that's what we're doing. 2 weeks during the summer months. Wow. I don't know where you live, but that would have been the best summer I ever had. There's a comedian in England. He was like, or actually, he might have been Welsh. He's from the UK somewhere, but he was like, "Oh yeah, the Bible talks about 40 days and 40 nights of nothing but rain. He's like, that's still the best summer I ever remember. So pretty much sums up England. So that's where you hide the Christmas presents? Yeah, that's right. They're in the special box. The only box in the house. It's a little bit obvious if people were trying to find them. It'd be very easy to rob people in this world, because all the family's possessions are kept in one box in their house. You just go in the house and like anything they've got is in there. Make life a lot easier for robbers. But yeah, we've been maintaining a reasonable relationship with the wife and sons, so that's pretty good. We will keep on top of it. The son is the one that I need to work a bit harder on, because 27% obviously isn't very high. But we've done it for this season. Obviously, you can only do one a season, so we just have to keep at it. There we go. Your son never really liked you. Remember, you're trying to increase his affection for you. He's very difficult. Yeah, he is difficult. He's like his father. Very difficult person. Very stubborn man who's difficult to please. That's actually not like... I am stubborn, but I don't think I'm too difficult to please. I quite like simple things in life. Coffee and video games. That's not too much to ask, right? So harvesting it is certainly a lot faster, that's for sure, than the planting stage. But whether or not we should plant something else here now that it's summer, it's a consideration. Certainly we can see what could be planted and then make our decision based on that. We might even want to just fertilize it and hoe it so that next season or whenever we do our next plant, it's very quick to do rather than having to be like we got to do the whole thing. Like real kids, bribery and coercion works a treat. Yeah, I wouldn't know. No kids for me at the minute. Not particularly on my cards either, but who knows? I'm 32, 33 in October, so I've still got a fair bit of time to think about it. One of the benefits of being a man, am I right, boys? Women, of course, do have to start thinking about those decisions at a much younger age, or you know, have less of a window at least to get the job done. Cabbage is good for summer, actually. That's very true. If we want the rot from it, which is mostly what I've been using it for, it just goes into the food storage, but doesn't get used. It just stays there until it turns to rot, and then we just make fertilizer from it, because it's pretty good for that. So yeah, we'll definitely we'll have a consideration of that. I'll just once this is all harvested, I'll see what my options are and go from there. Something nice about the rain. You know how people say they like the noise of rain on like a tin roof or on a tent when you're camping? I never really understood the latter one. I've done a lot of camping, and yes, the rain does sound nice on the tent, and maybe like if you're going to sleep and it's happening, sure. But if you wake up in the morning and you hear the rain on the tent, all that used to go through my mind, because I used to camp in a way where we had to get from point A to point B, which would be, you know, 100 miles apart or something, so it's over several days, and you walk and camp each day. So when I heard rain, I'd just be like, oh, I've got to go and take down this tent in the pouring down rain. It's England, so it's going to be freezing cold, and I'm probably then going to be hiking all day in the rain after starting off with just being soaking wet, like soaked through from the morning onwards. So, you know, that's like, that was a thing where I was like, you know, oh, I don't know about that. When I used to wake up and hear rain, I'd be like, oh, here we go. But I do miss it a little bit sometimes. The camping was pretty good. I think a lot of it was like the time of my life. You know, I was like 15 when I did a lot of it. And it felt like so much freedom to just go off with a few mates camping for days on end in the middle of nowhere. Back then, I didn't have a smartphone because they were like super new. Almost no one had them anyway. It was just like a classic mobile phone, and the signal wouldn't work in most of the places we went. We used to stop off in towns and stuff where it would work, but they were few and far between, and sometimes a couple of days hike across the moors to get between them. It used to be a wonderful experience. I don't do much camping in Australia because everything here kills you. Kind of literally, so it's a different experience. Flash was 38 when your first child turned up. Are you a guy or a girl, Flash? Still got plenty of time, indeed. And I mean, I am a vastly different person in the way that I look at life and some of the things that I do today than what I was literally 1 year ago. So to think about the next 5 or 6 years, I am well aware of how much things could change. And that's why when people are like, oh, do you ever see yourself doing whatever? I'm always like, I don't, but, you know, or I do, but who knows? Because things can change like that. Just sleep in, take an extra day. Yeah, I mean, the problem with that, though, is it's like, so some days you would have a full day at camp. They were quite rare when we used to do it. I was doing an award called the Duke of Edinburgh. So there was actually like, it was kind of like a competition and there was like guidelines and stuff like that and the time frames that you had to make certain checkpoints and whatever. But we would occasionally get a day at camp. Those were some of the best days. And when it rained, they were actually still really good days. Because you think, oh, it's raining, so you're just in the tent all day, and you are. But you'd get like 20 of you because there'd be big groups for sometimes, and you'd get into little groups of like, you know, 6, 7 people, sometimes at 10 people, all huddling around in a tent, playing card games and just having a bit of fun. It was really good times, actually. I miss those times for sure. And we were all 15. We all had like our whole lives ahead of us. You know, it was that kind of vibe as well. Like I say, I think that was a lot of it, just that feeling. But yeah, it was good times. A bloke, not a Sheila. My Aussie accent's terrible. I apologize immediately to any Aussies out there. I am aware of how bad it is. But yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like for a guy, 38, I mean, crikey, I was going to say. My dad has got mates who are like having kids in their 50s and stuff. So, you know, it's not like that big of a stretch. Like you'd be an old dad, but you'd still be a dad if that's something you decided you wanted to do. So I know it's possible, but I mean, I don't know what I'm going to want to do tomorrow, never mind when I'm 50. So, I don't know what I'm doing this afternoon yet. Like the only 2 things on my list for today were basically to do this stream and to pay my rent because I have to pay my rent today. Other than that, there's like nothing on the list. So yeah, it's when you don't know what you're doing this afternoon, then you know, worrying about what you're doing in the next 20 years doesn't seem overly relevant. Yeah. But one thing I've been doing is planning my trip around Europe a little bit. I think I've mentioned this at every streamer, so you guys are probably sick of hearing it. But yeah, I'm traveling Europe in June, so I've been organizing accommodation stuff for that, which is very exciting to see where we're going to be staying and stuff. That's pretty cool. Anyone in here from Europe? I know there was a couple people from the UK, right? So yeah, that's one of the places I'll be going. But yeah, there's a few places we go around Europe. If you're from there, let me know. So this flax, we're going to get our production skill up. The only thing I want to do real quick is let's equip the bag and let's just look at stuff. So what we can plant right now is this, which is the cabbage. And if you plant it in summer, you can harvest it the next season in autumn. That's interesting because planting it now has no negative consequence in terms of there's not stuff left in the field that we need to get rid of. So that's cool. What can we plant in autumn? Wheat. All right, that's actually in itself pretty good because we're going to need some of that. Rye grain, which we just did a ton of already, right? So we don't need to worry about that. Okay, so I might plant some cabbage. I do want to get this production up for now, though, so let's do that. Manchester. Flash, I might have asked you this before, but do you support any of the Manchester football teams? Or soccer teams, as they say in Maruruka? And over here in Australia, actually. Frustratingly. Rye is the best. It is. We did plant a lot of it already. I mean, whether we want to do more. Do we want to turn all this into seeds? Wait. Flax seed, it gives us flax stalk as well. Yeah, no, that is what we need. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're good. Hello to Lowdown Gaming. How you going? Rye grows in spring. Yeah, it's summer right now. Oh, hang on. Damn, I can't get to my horse. Okay, so what we have to do is drop all of that. Okay, come over here. Pick it back up. Get on the horse. Hope that she can still move. Yep, she can. We're not that over. Not keen on football, not fast enough. Fair enough. You are the Flash after all. Is there a sport you do like that's a bit faster? Formula One or something maybe? That's pretty fast. Because with wheat it harvests in summer, so you miss the flax. That's true. Well, that's next season anyway, but we could do some other stuff. Now, this is going to be tricky, because what we need to do is get you to take us right the way in here. What? Sorry, how are you opening the door inwards? Just getting your hoof up on it somehow. And we need to sit where she is, so is this going to dismount to the left? Oh, it is. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I need to free up the workstation, and then I need to craft linen thread. Do we want to craft all of it? Hold on. What's the other recipe? If I use that, can I... is there nowhere on there I can get to? Okay, so what I need to do is, like, back up here, like this. Use this horse to get around in these situations where I'm overburdened. So on the loom, linen fabric... Oh, it's made from the linen thread. Okay. So, yeah, we just need to make all this into linen thread and then make about half of it into fabric, I guess. Like this. Get off there. And this is going to get our production up, which is the whole point of this thing, basically, because we are trying to get that up to the point where we can build the tavern. And that'll be a nice episode to make, actually, when we can do that. So... that'll be good. Downhill mountain biking mostly. Any form of motorsports. Awesome. Do you do it yourself, or do you just like to watch? But yeah, I can see how that would be a bit faster. I get where you're coming from there. So that's all seeds, which is fine. The loom. If we make about half of it up for now. Actually, before we do this, I actually want to... let's do it properly this time for a change. So this is wool fabric. I'm going to do something here. So let's get the horse out of here. There we go. Eclipse can do that work for you while you are mounted. Oh, what? I could just stay on Eclipse and use the workstations? That might be a thing, actually. I'll try it when I get back. I just wanted to check here about if we have any of this stuff on us already, any of the linen stuff. And let's be as efficient as we can be in making things up. So yeah, look, we've got, wow. All right, yeah, 518 linen fabric and a couple linen thread. So we might not need to make up any... oh, jeez, okay, so all right, we're going to do this again. So should have seen that coming, to be fair. Actually, one thing I can do real quick is all these flax seeds, they're going to weigh a fair bit. Yeah, there we go. Just do that. Now we can actually move. Ha ha ha. There's a much better way of doing it. Let's go. I've raced mountain bikes and cars at UK club level. That is impressive, Flash. That's awesome. You must be very, very talented with that then. That's an interesting thing to even like get into in the first place, but pretty cool. Oh, I'm in the food storage. This isn't where I park my car. Have anyone seen that movie, Dude, Where's My Car? Such a ridiculous movie. I watched it when I was like 10 or 12 or something. I don't know. Like, it feels like I was about that age. So funny. Okay, so what I want to see is free up this. And if I want to craft up shirts, so we need 1 fabric and 2 thread to make up the shirts. So we can make up like 200 shirts. That's pretty good. That's a lot of money in and of itself. Let's make them up. Oh, okay, Draconicus. Really, I should just be able to send Eclipse down to the sewing hut to do the work for me, right? That would be the thing. So what I want to see here is how we're doing with production. It's going up a bit. Oh, my guy's ready for a fight. Just chill, dude. You're in here with your wife, okay? I know it's medieval times, but you need to chill. Yeah, Achilles knows. It is a ridiculous movie, but it's funny. So, yeah, these linen shirts, we're going to go and sell them all right now as well. So, 110 of them, and they're worth like 200 each. It's fantastic. And we have all of this linen fabric right here, but nothing we can really do with it, right? Like, is there anything we can make that is just linen fabric? Linen fabric and other stuff. Linen fabric and straw for these hats, but I think I made them before and they were a bit crap. I might just keep hold of the linen fabric for now, and then next time I do the flax harvest the way we just did, where's the horse going on this? Is then we can look at it then. That's gonna be the way to go. Did I check this after making the shirts? I did. Okay, One thing I do, yeah, 5,000 for the next thing. Evolution. I don't think I've seen that movie. What's that about? Oh, okay, just about worked. Oh my god, another horse crash. I would have killed that kid in real life. But, who is it? Damn Rocker lives on. Sorry, Damn Rocker. Didn't mean to almost kill you. Okay, we're going to go sell as many shirts as we can. It won't be all of them, I don't think. We could go around the map a little bit, though. It's a shame it's not better weather. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for better weather and then go around the map. Because I am. Why not? In the meantime, what I'll do is get some farming done. I figured there'd be a lot of farming in this stream, which was why I put the farmer as the thumbnail for it. All that can go back in there. Fantastic. And 194 linen shirts can go in there too. Did we already have some, I wonder, actually? Because now we might have more. Wait, linen shirt 5. Okay. Oh, simple linen shirt 194. Righty-ho. Actually, we probably could have made up the better ones, because the linen shirt, did I mess up there a little bit? It's worth less, is it? Oh, I don't know. Never mind. Okay, so farming was the thing. What do we have on us and what do we need? So I'm not actually going to need the scythe just yet, of course. We're going to need fertilizer. We've got a bag for that. So let's do that first. Here it is. 28 is not going to get us very far, though. So we're going to need to get out some manure here. As much as we can. Carry. Which is actually all of it. Awesome. But a comedy that follows the chaos that ensues when a meteor hits the Earth, carrying alien life forms, give new meaning to the term survival of the fittest. Oh, cool. Yeah, I can't say I've really seen that one. It's an interesting premise. So manure, fertilizer, that was it. Oh, over here. Okay, so fertilizer 176 plus what we've got. It might not even be the entire field. We do have a ton of rot though, so we could do that. Well, actually, I should probably go feed some animals too, right? So we should look at that. I think we might have some animal feed now because they've had the resources for it for a little while. And the fact that it's 10 means it'll be the chicken or the geese that need feeding. And that's not something we have workers for, which is why that shows up and doesn't get taken care of. I also want to look actually at what that work order thing is. Oh, we don't have any animal feed. All right, well, let's do that first, I suppose. So animal feed was, let's see, I think we need, is it wheat? No, straw, I think is one of the things. Maybe not quite that much. So straw, and then rye grain was used for some of it too. And I think oat grain for the other. All right, we'll just grab the list. Hopefully this is correct. We'll find out when we get to the barn. But then we can feed them so they don't die. Even though we don't really do anything with the chickens or the geese. They're just kind of aesthetical. I kind of like having them walking around the little neighborhood where we keep them. But yeah, they're not really used for anything. Animal feed, I was right about that. And we can make up 53, which is not terrible. It'll keep us going for a while. There's going to be, the villagers will be making up themselves as well soon, so that'll be useful. Okay. Scrap, back on Eclipse. Back through. All right. Oh, I should actually check which ones it is as well real quick. So, yeah, it's the geese. Okay. I mean, if I don't feed them, do they die or do they just become less productive? It's not really that much of a hassle feeding them, but it does seem like a waste of resources. I could just sell them all at some point. Or sell all of them and keep maybe like 2 of the same gender, so we have a couple walking around. That actually sounds like a pretty good idea. Oh, I'm in the chicken house. That's not going to do it. They have food there. They don't have food up here. Yeah, I think I might do that in the future. Just keep like 2 or 3 chickens and 2 or 3 geese, but all of the same sex, so they're not going to keep reproducing. Then we'll use less animal feed and it'll be easier to look after and stuff. That could be a good way of going. Oh, the other thing was the work order. Something's going on here. It's in the sewing hut. She doesn't have the materials to make wool thread, for which she needs wool. Why would you not have that? Because in one of these folds, we're producing wool. 70 per day. Are you really using more than that? I mean, we use some wool ourselves, I think, but I'm surprised at this. Like, why we would have run out. Let me just go and have a little look up here. I'm assuming it's accurate, though, and it's just... there is no wool in here. There's 5, and there's some wool thread. So, can we get her making something else then, I guess, is the question. If we look at what she's making, wool thread, wool fabric. Oh, that's made from wool thread. So, we'll put that down. Maybe I was doing it this way on purpose. We do 100% on the wool thread, and then we'll go like 100% on the wool fabric, maybe. But is there things that are made, yeah, like out of the wool, right? So this requires like wool fabric, wool thread, and linen fabric. So we should probably keep some thread back, but I don't know how we're going to necessarily do that. Well, for now, you can just start making this. Let's see if we put this up quite a lot. I mean, at the moment, there's like 100 odd in there. Yeah, this is, again, something I could probably look at working on over time, but 16 per day for now, that'll do, and it'll get rid of notification. We'll do that for a while and see how we go. Okay, so all that's done. Farming is what we were about to do before we started on that. And then we're going to look around when it's a bit nicer weather, we said. So, fertilizer, which is here. Oh, hang on, too much. What are we carrying right now? Oh, it's all this stuff. I was going to say, like, there's no way, because we carried it all before. So we get rid of all that. I mean, that's not going to do much, but we'll get rid of it. We'll still need this wooden plate. We don't need 2 hoods on us. I've got 16 hoods here for some reason. Okay, just carrying them around for ages. I do that a lot. My inventory management in this game is pretty poor. I won't lie. But there we go. It's been fun to revisit this series recently, though. I've said it before, but it has had a tremendous amount of support with the... I mean, donations and super chats, of course, very much appreciated. Channel memberships, of course, as well. But just the views, the comments, the likes and stuff, it's been great. It's been nice because there's been so many helpful comments, actually. So it's been good to be able to include so many tips from you guys in the series. And I think it's created a real sense of a community around this game that a lot of people have responded to. Because for my episode 1 to be coming on for 250,000 views, you know, I still am surprised by that. And I think it's been really nice to have so much support on a series that I've enjoyed playing so much as well. So if you're here watching, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And it's all part of me obviously enjoying what I do as well, to not just make these videos, but to get the support and the sort of community, like I say, to see the same names cropping up again and again in comments and in live streams and stuff like that, and to chat to you guys a bit. It's been awesome. So thank you all very, very much. We are back to doing some farming. This farm is going to have to be done at some point, so I'm just doing the fertilization and the hoeing. I am considering whether or not we plant cabbage in here. It would obviously give us a lot of manure. It would also give us the farming points that we are trying to build up, so there is some benefits to it. But yeah, and I think we said, didn't we, when I looked at it, that it can be harvested next season, so it's not really, there's no real downside to it. I also have farmed so much cabbage that I must have just an absolute ton of cabbage seeds, so that as well, I could just I don't have to worry about getting them. I think what I need to do is stop putting the cabbage that I farm off a big field like this in the food storage, though. Just leave it in the resource storage. It should turn to rot a lot quicker then. And then we can turn that rot into fertilizer. That's the other good thing about growing the cabbage, actually, because we are starting to run low on fertilizer and manure and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for that, Achilles. Appreciate that. Still getting that view. Have a good time at work. If you're leaving your house for the day or something, you know, don't feel like you need to leave the stream running. Whilst I do appreciate the support and stuff, it's gonna cost you money in electric and could be potentially dangerous leaving your computer on and stuff. So if you're going to be away for a while, whilst I appreciate the sentiment, you don't need to do that, but thank you. Jaconicus says, I wish I had found this game earlier, just came upon it when the Oxbow version came out. Yeah, I started playing this game a while ago, and I made a couple of videos about it, and I was a bit confused by the game, and I was like unsure about it and stuff. Then one of the developers got in touch with me to give me early access for the new Oxbow map and stuff, and I revisited it. And then I started to understand the game a lot better, and I was like, oh, this is what this game's about. Then I started to really enjoy it, and that's why I started this series, which, as I said before, was meant to be just kind of like a chill series that, you know, I thought my episode 1, you know, might get 10,000 views, like, over the first month of it being out. And as I say, we're now at 250,000, so it really went a bit different right there, but in the best possible way. The rest is history, as they say. You work from home. Okay, no worries. Yeah, okay, that's all good then. As you're at home with it, as you do you. But yes, don't let me distract you from your work. That is much more important than being here for sure. But thank you for being here for such a long time. There has been a lot of farming in the stream. If you guys have been sat here watching the entire time, then yeah, you've really done well to be here all this time, and it is appreciated indeed. But it's been a very useful stream from my perspective to get all these points up, and we are starting to close in now on actually completing the game. I think it'd be really nice to get all the tech points to the 10,000 level and build the buildings out in their entirety. Maybe not every decorational item and every thing that you can unlock in terms of craftables and such, but every actual physical building in the game that isn't a decorative building. See, I'm just going to use decorational and decorative interchangeably now, because apparently they're both words. But yeah, that would be quite a nice stage to get to, and it'd be a really nice way of actually finishing the series by building some of those high-end items like the windmill and the savin, wouldn't it? Work marginally more important than watching live streams. Yeah, hey, work's important, right? We gotta prioritize our jobs and things. I think actually it's a really admirable trait in anybody who takes their work seriously and tries to do a good job. Because it seems to be coming, at least in the countries that I've experienced, like England and Australia, and from what I hear about in America, it becomes more and more few and far between people who really take pride in their work and want to do a good job and that sort of thing. There's this sort of, it's almost like uncool if you actually like your job, and unless that job is unique. Like if you have like a job that's like, say, an accountant, for example, right? That is a really good job. I mean, it requires you to get a degree. It's an important job, right, for the work that you're doing. It's a difficult job that not just anyone could do. But it's almost like if you had a job like that and you said, oh yeah, I really enjoy my work, and people say, oh, what do you do? It's like, I'm an accountant. They're like, oh, really? Like, do you work for yourself? No, I have a boss and I work for a company. And, you know, if you don't hate your boss and dislike your job, it's almost like, oh, that's weird. You know, I think it's fine if you do a job like mine, as I can say about how, you know, I pick my own hours, and, you know, it's a job where I'm just doing what I want to do and stuff like that. That's okay. But yeah, it's almost not cool if you have not even like a normal job. Like I say, an accountant would be like a good job, or like a banker, or, you know, something like that. It's almost not cool if you work for a corporation to enjoy that and to not hate your boss, and to hate the fact that you've got to be there at certain times, and you know, complain you don't get paid enough. These are all the sort of things that you sort of have to do. Whereas I don't think it should be like that. Like if you feel like that, then fine, right? That's how you feel. But if you don't, then you shouldn't feel like it's wrong. I don't know. I love seeing someone who really takes pride in what they do. If it's just like any of the what I call normal jobs. I don't consider what I do to be like a normal job. I think you guys know what I mean if I say a normal job. just like any of the traditional sort of professions. If someone really takes pride in that, I think it's a wonderful thing. But yeah, it seems to be less common. What do you guys do? Let's open that up to chat. Anyone want to share stuff about their job? Now I've said all that, you're all going to be like, I love my job. I take so much pride in my work. But yeah, what do you guys? Who have we got in chat? Let's find out. I'm going to turn the brightness up for you guys again. 'Cause it's getting dark here. It's nighttime, so that people said before was looking a little bit better for us. People should find what they like instead of complaining about their current job. Yeah, I think they say if you can find a job that you enjoy, then you'll never work another day in your life, right? And that is true. But I also think that you have to kind of be a bit more sort of, I'm trying to think of the right word, like I guess realistic or something. But like if you've got a job, like that in itself is awesome, right? And it's part of your identity. Like you do what you do, and it's not necessarily where you're going to end up, even if you don't think much of that job. If it's part of a much bigger picture that's going to put you through law school and you become a lawyer, or even if it's just part of like, yeah, I did that, and then eventually I managed to, that paid for my bills and allowed me some breathing space to like, okay, I can pay my bills, I can put food on my table, and I can spend my time now thinking or retraining or whatever to get into a point where I do something that I actually do want to do in my life. That job is still important because it's part of that. I used to work in a call center, and I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It just was what it was. But it gave me the money to pay my rent in a shared, very small apartment that I had at the time. But yeah, man, it's now such a fond memory I have living there, right? At the time, it was just normal. And that's what I did. I was on Seek, which is like a job finding website and stuff, and I was applying for any job, anything I can get. That's what I want to do, right? And I happened to get this job in a call center, and that was that. But that's part of my story that's led to me becoming a YouTuber, which is something that I personally just really wanted to do, and I'm very fortunate to do. And yeah, it's not about where you start out, right? Draconicus says, unfortunately, this world has become quantity over quality. When I worked, I always took pride in everything I did. It's very admirable. And I think, yeah, quantity over quality is definitely becoming a thing in just all aspects. It's all about numbers and, how can we squeeze an extra 1% out of the budget? Well, we can lay off 5,000 staff, these big corporations. All right, well, let's do that. But there's never the human aspect, the quality aspect to it is somewhat lost, I think. At night, go into settings, turn off the shadows. Okay, let's try that. Settings, graphics, shadows, keep going here to off. Okay, accept those changes and go back. Let's see. Is that a bit better for you guys? Let me know. And then Lowdown Gaming says the need to keep up with the Joneses has ruined people to thinking they must make more. They don't want to be frugal and not go on expensive vacations, etc. Therefore, they settle for jobs they hate. It is a very interesting thing. Like, people will do things they hate in terms of their jobs and stuff for money, which is just the worst trade-off you could ever make. I think there's this idea that the dream lifestyle is to work at a job where you earn tons of money that you really enjoy. But most people think, well, the things I enjoy, I couldn't make tons of money out of. So to make the tons of money is going to be my priority rather than doing something I enjoy for less money. So I'll do something I don't like for loads of money so that for 6 weeks of the year, I can go on these really nice vacations to places that I really, really like. And for those 6 weeks, I can do whatever I want and do things I do enjoy. Whereas me, like, YouTube doesn't earn me, millions of dollars or anything like that. But it pays my rent, it puts food on my table, and I enjoy just about every day of my life doing this, So, all right, I don't have the Ferrari and the mansion and stuff, but I enjoy my life every day. I mean, and that, I think, is the thing that people miss, and the thing that, for me at least, has always been really important. I wanted to find something I could do that I just enjoyed. And the other thing as well is people forget, like, enjoying what you do doesn't mean enjoying 100% of what you do. I don't love video editing, right? I do it because I have to do it as part of what I do. The thing I probably enjoy most about it is actually what I'm doing right now, which is streaming and chatting with you guys, because we have some really interesting conversations and stuff. Unfortunately, it doesn't grow my channel in the same way that videos do, and isn't the best long-term strategy for me. It might be for some people, but for me, for making it on YouTube and growing my channel and making the income I need to pay those bills, right? I do get donations and stuff when I stream, and it's very appreciated, and it definitely helps. But videos, you know, overall do better for me. And I don't stream that much, and you know, so you know that, and a lot of that is because I also do really enjoy making videos, but it's just I think I enjoy both for different reasons, really. But it's okay, like, to not enjoy, you know, 20-25% of what you do. If you enjoy most of it, then you're still in a very fortunate. I mean, I don't think anyone enjoys literally everything about their job, right? There's always gonna be things, but it's much better, but I'm biased to Turn Off Shadows. Well, no one's complained about it, so, you know, if no one does, then we'll keep it like this. I'm sure it'll be fine. Rot. 10,000 rot. Oh my goodness. Yes, we have a bit of rot. I don't think we need to worry about planting cabbages. We seem to be doing all right on the rot at the minute. So just take as much as we can, which is a couple thousand. Yeah. Very well put, guys, and there aren't many jobs where all aspects are fun and enjoyable. Yeah, no, this is it. I think, you know, it can be... it's always going to be a trade-off, and there's going to be things you like and don't like. But N Archer says, just wanted to say hi. I'll have to watch the stream later, but had a good day, evening, and night. It makes me think of the Truman Show. Good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Great show. Also, thank you, Archer, for popping in and saying hi. I do appreciate it. And when you're watching this back again in the future, hello again. Leave a comment saying hi at this point, then I'll know if you got here or not. But you have a great day too, with whatever you're up to. All right. Talking about jobs and that, though, I think the job market in the future is going to be a very different place. The way things are going with AI and, you know, self-driving cars, we talked about that in the last stream, how that will take a lot of jobs, and robots and things just being able to do things that humans are currently doing. It's going to be some very interesting times in terms of how that's going to affect the job market and how things might change in that regard. I think a lot more people are going to be either working from home or unemployed, and therefore spending a lot of time at home. And I reckon that can have some mental health issues. It's something I personally keep myself quite aware of, and I try to make sure I'm socializing, you know, at least once a week in some way that's outside the house, rather than, because I work from home, just being here that, you know, all the time. I even do silly little things, like when I go to the supermarket, for example, or I drive out every morning and get a coffee, I'll park in a space that's as far away from the supermarket or coffee shop as I can in the parking lot. Just so it's a few minutes extra of, you know, walking and being out in the elements, the sun and stuff like that. Because I don't get out much because I work from home. So I know it's just a silly little thing, but in my mind, I'm like, well, over the course of a year, that will probably add up to quite a lot of extra time spent out of the house and a bit of movement and walking. So I don't get much movement because I'm sat down working all day, you know, typical desk job sort of thing. So yeah, I think you do have to be kind of aware of that stuff and vigilant of it. And I think that it's going to become more and more prominent as more and more people work from home. I mean, these days, you know, you almost don't have to leave your house. If you work from home or you don't have a job and therefore you're just at home, you can order all your food in. And I don't mean like Uber Eats, like takeaways and stuff. Obviously, you can do that, but that'd be quite expensive to do all the time. But like, you can order in groceries and stuff, right, and things like that. So it's becoming, to, you know, it's getting to that point. Even like you can do doctor's appointments over Skype and stuff, right? Video chat doctor's appointments. They call it telehealth here in Australia. I'm sure you have the equivalent wherever you are. And then you can get your medication delivered to you. I mean, there's just no reason for people to have to leave the house. You have to kind of force yourself. Draconica says human connection is something we all need. We are human after all. This is very true. Very true. Human connection even if you think you're an incredibly introvert person, quite shy, dislike parties, dislike, you know, going out with other people, whatever, you still do need that human interaction. It's very true that it is a need, and one that we neglect more and more, I think. And people get anxieties about stuff. I had it myself. I went through years of depression and anxiety. It's a horrible place to be. And one thing that used to make me very anxious at that time was going out to events with people who I didn't consider like close friends. You know, that whole thing, you know, you guys know when your girlfriend's like, oh yeah, we're getting together, like all the girls and all the boys, right? So you get to meet her friends. And out of the 10 of her friends, there's, you know, the 2 that you hate, there's the 2 that you've never met before, and the rest are somewhere in between, right? and then they've all got boyfriends, and of those 10 boyfriends, you hate, you know, all of them because you've never met them before. Maybe this is just me. Maybe this is not. I feel like guys are just like, you know, guys in chat, let me know. Is this just me, or are you like me? You hate it when it's like your girlfriend's got something you got to go to. And you're like, oh, great, so I got to meet all these guys. And like maybe it's her work team and she doesn't even like half of them. You're like, well, what chance have I got? You know, and you're forced to have conversation with the other men of the group because all the girls in the friendship group have decided that this would be a great idea for you to all get together and stuff, you know? You're like, I don't know these. I don't care about these people, you know? I love how I'm like saying about how human connection is needed, and then I've gone on and said all that. By the way, Mega Drake, I just saw that you subscribed. If you are watching right now, Mega Drake, say hi if you're here. But also thanks for subscribing. But yeah, having like a friendship group and meeting new people is good to do. But yeah, I did used to get quite anxious about going out to those sorts of things, whereas now I still don't really want to go and meet all these people, but I don't get anxious about it at least. Lowdown works from home since before COVID, but had hobbies of fishing and hunting to get you outside. Usually those activities were with family or friend. Yeah, that's good. If you're doing stuff with other people, definitely a good thing. What do you hunt? Hunting is a foreign concept to me as an Englishman living in Australia. I've never lived in a culture where hunting is prominent, like in the United States, for example. I know you guys, it's pretty big over there, from what I'm told. And I know that's kind of like conflicting views right over there because of the guns and stuff with that. But yeah, say it's one that's kind of eluded me. Never really been part of a culture that does that, so I don't really know anything about it. Let's see, bronze hoe. Yeah, I used to think like, because I'm an animal lover, I was like, oh, I don't know if I could hunt and kill an animal and stuff like that. I still feel somewhat like that, but I know that's hypocritical because I eat meat and I have no plan to ever change that. So really, if I'm happy to eat meat, I should be happy to kill an animal, right? I get that, but I don't know if I would struggle to do that. Thank goodness we have farmers and don't have to do it ourselves, right? Draconica says, it happens to all of us, so yes, I understand what you're getting at with the girlfriends, friends. It's almost like being forced to spend time with people you'd rather not. Yeah, this is it. And I've had it in the past as well, where I'm like, look, if I'm going out with my friends, like, yeah, you're invited if the girls are coming, if it's not a boys' night, but I don't care if you come or not. Like, not in a bad way, but like, if you don't want to be there, I get it, it's okay, you know? But they don't want to be like that in return, you know? They're like, well, you should want to be here. That's a woman thing, right? I'm sorry, ladies, but I gotta say, it's like, you know, they force you to do something that you don't want to do, and you're like, okay, I'll do it. I'm doing it for you, right? I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. Because, all right, you know, relationships, compromise, stuff like that, it's important. So I'll do it. But then they get annoyed that you didn't enjoy it. And you're like, well, I said I didn't want to do it. Like, of course I didn't. Lowdown says, in my area, there are so many deer that dozens are killed by cars and trucks on the roads. Oh, that's kind of sad. Well, in fact, deer, when I was talking about hunting just then, I was thinking, like, could I shoot a deer? I don't know if I could. I would feel a lot better about it if, like, I was shooting it to then go and eat it, and the deer was going to be eaten. So it wasn't just being killed sort of for sport. It was more like, you know, we're doing it to eat. Oh, we're getting a bit hot here. Well, you can take off the fur hood. The gloves are not needed either, are they? So where are they? Oops, clicked on the wrong bit. I was like, that's why. Thick leather gloves, take them off. Fur boots probably not helping as well. All right, let's take all them off and see if that helps or not. Looks like we're still a little hot, are we? Maybe it's a particularly hot summer. Okay. Why does it keep going to that? I don't know what's going on with it. What else could we take off? Am I still wearing this? I thought I took that off. Right, that's off now. The thick leather gloves. Oh, I didn't take anything off, apparently. Okay, that's weird. The fur boots not come off either. Okay, so that's all off. Yeah, there we go. I definitely eat the meat. That's why I hunt. I do not hunt for antlers. Yeah, fair enough. I definitely, yeah, I can understand that a lot more. And I could see myself being much more likely to get involved in a hunt if that was the goal, to hunt to eat. I don't know if I would want to do it otherwise, but... yeah, you killed Bambi's mother, you guys. How could you? But yeah, so it's one of those that it's just not a culture I've been part of. But as I say, if you eat meat, then someone's killing those animals. It doesn't really matter if it's you or if it's a big corporation that's doing it. If you're eating meat, you're part of it. You know, I get that. But I think that, yeah, I'm not anti-vegan. Like, if someone wants to live their life in a vegan way, I think that's fine. I don't like when they try and convince the entire world that they have to do the same thing, because I'm not trying to convince you guys to eat meat if you're choosing to be vegan. We're getting naked, by the way. It's naked farming time. Ladies, you can enjoy this wonderful spectacle of the naked farmer in his undies. So yeah, I don't like when people try and force their views on other people. But for me, it's like all the evidence is about how meat is actually really good for you, but probably in a lot smaller doses. I think we should probably all eat less meat than we do. And by the way, I'm not going to. So I'm definitely part of the problem there. I get that. Well, we need to cool down again. What? We don't have any clothes on and we're still too hot. All right, we need to go and find some clothes that will cool us down. Being naked isn't... This is a particularly hot summer. And it was raining yesterday. We're having the extremes in the summer. Out here in Australia, I think. Thorwald says, hunting here too, deer mostly, but there are game birds as well. We process the meat ourselves. It all gets used in Western Nebraska. Thank you for being a channel member, Thorwald, as well. Yeah, so like I say, I know hunting's a thing in a lot of parts of America from what I can tell. Not so much here in Australia, and certainly not in England. Right, clothing, straw hat, that gives us some heat protection. So we're going to put that on. So we're going to be a naked farmer with a straw hat. We're hoping that's going to work. Let's see. You don't think everyone's a hunter / fisher? No, that's it. I mean, each to their own. I mean, I clearly don't have a problem with animals being killed because I eat them, but yeah, it's the doing it yourself, right? That's where I might struggle, which makes me a bit hypocritical. Hopefully the hat's enough now, but yeah, some clothes do give you the debuffs for the heat or whatever, yeah. Yeah, this is it, Draconicus. There are people, though, you know, vegans say about how meat is bad for the environment. Often these are the same vegans who eat avocados in England and Australia that are flown here from California, for example. I think it's something like if you eat an avocado, it's the same impact as cutting down a tree or 2 trees or something because of its carbon footprint. It's something ridiculous like that. I just think that trying to force the entire world to not eat meat is not really like realistic. Trying to encourage people to eat less meat. Oh, I need to cool down some more. My goodness, I have to find some more clothes. Trying to encourage people to eat less meat, for like health reasons and stuff like that, and saying to people, look, if you just had 1 day or 2 days a week where you don't eat meat, or 1 dinner or 2 dinners a week where you don't, you know, that's a lot more realistic. And also maybe looking at like other ways of farming and stuff like that, so that we can make meat less harmful to the environment when you're farming and stuff. Then you're starting to get towards like progress, and people who are like carnivores will actually start to listen to you, because there are plenty of carnivores out there who do care about the environment, right? Like, Diego de la Cruz, Tapia Torres, thank you so much for subscribing. Are you watching this right now? I think I'm just getting these subs through because they're watching on other videos and subscribing, but I'll still shout them out anyway. Let's go back to clothing real quick. Is there any... Oh, so this has heat protection, so we need to wear that. Wait, hold on. Is this better? No, that's 2%, that's 3%, so we'll wear that. Just one of those. Let's see if this works or not in terms of us being, you know, cooled down enough, and if not, we'll have to go and buy some clothes from the town. We have the money to do it, that's fine. But yeah, you can, you know, when you're a vegan and you're in McDonald's with, you know, megaphones shouting at people who are just trying to eat their lunch about how they're murderers, I just think you're actually having the opposite effect to what you want to have, because it just, I see that and I'm like, I want to eat a steak right now, you know, just to piss them off. It's like when you see these Just Stop Oil people. Yeah, we need to go buy some clothes. We'll go do that. The Just Stop Oil crowd who are protesting, whenever I see that and they're stopping people in traffic, and, you know, it's like, you know, these are just people who are trying to live their lives and go and do jobs that they need to do to put food on the table for their families and to earn money to pay their mortgages and stuff like that. And you're just like blocking them with the Just Stop Oil. It makes me want to go and burn tires, you know, just to piss them off. It's so annoying. So modern farming is the problem with that, says Lowdown, is done to make everything much cheaper. If meat got more expensive, less would be eaten. Same with avocados and such. Yeah, I guess that's true. But I mean, I don't know how it is in the US, but here in Australia, food prices are quite high. Like, I'll go to the supermarket, but like, how have I spent that much? Morgan Price, if you're watching, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I don't know how I've spent that much. I'm just trying to, you know, buy like a couple things here for dinner tonight and a couple of other bits. I'm like, wow, it's insane. And, you know, making food more expensive, a lot of people have money concerns already, so it'd be a tricky one, be a difficult one. Oh, what time is it? 6 in the morning. What were we going to do? We were going to go over the map and explore. Oh, to sell all the shirts. All right, you know what, we will. Let's go grab a load of shirts. We'll do that. But yeah, obviously if the price goes up, then the consumption goes down. That's basic economics, and it's the same for everything, including food. So that would lower what's happening, would lower the consumption, but I don't know if that's the answer, because so many people are struggling financially as it is, you know. And this is why it's so tricky. It's like when people say just stop oil. Okay, so we stop all oil production. Do you have any idea how much oil is used for? Do you have any idea the implications if we just stopped oil? How much people's bills would increase by? You know? And what everybody, you're going to say to everybody now, you have to switch to electric cars? I mean, think about all the people that don't have electric cars. What are they going to do? They all have to go and buy electric cars. I mean, you know, like, it's just, there's the impact of doing that. People don't take it the one step further. They think, oil is bad, let's stop oil. And they stop there. Think about the implications of what you're saying, you know? If everyone stopped eating meat overnight, the economy would collapse. Think about how much money is spent in the meat industry, how many jobs are created, and, you know, it's just, it's not as simple as people like to think that it is, you know? Let's eat some flatbread. It's going a bit poisonous, but we're okay. Try to look into diets of villages in Eastern Europe. Curiously enough, the religious diet fasting seems to be the healthiest diet balance. I've been fasting myself for a couple of months now. I eat one meal a day, and I feel a lot better for it. I think I am slowly losing a bit of weight as well with it, but I need to keep making steps for that. But yeah, the fasting has been good for me. Let's see, clothes. We've got a load of these ones, so we can carry those and sell them where we can around the map. We've got the sunny day to do it. We got our nice hat on, and we're going to go buy stuff to cool ourselves down as well. Yeah, this is it, Mick. I mean, stopping oil, it's, I mean, it's an idiotic suggestion that doesn't have any actual practical use in the world to just say, oh, let's stop oil. Find cleaner alternatives, 100%, you know? I completely agree with that. But until we have, you know, and people are very scared about nuclear energy, but it's very good energy that we could use, and they look at the disasters and stuff. But if you look at the deaths caused by nuclear energy disasters, it's actually very few. But yeah, people always get scared about that, and I get that, and you know, I don't know that I'd be overly happy having a nuclear power plant near me, but I think if we could find ways to make that safer or better, you know, that's I can see how that could work, but just stop oil is just a stupid thing to say. Right, I need to buy clothes. You're not the person who sells clothes, are you? It's this person over here, which I think is... It's not you, it is the lady, but is it this one? No, it's not. Anyway. Eat once a day. Religious fasting is where you should not eat meat on certain days of the week or on longer... Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'm aware of different things like that existing. I don't know too much about them because I've never grown up in culture like that myself or whatever, but... Yeah, I mean, I guess that is a way of going as well. Fancy shoes give you cold protection. That's interesting. So what are we looking for here? We need cold protection. Probably in the trouser department, right? We've got the hat. We've got a shirt on at the moment that does it. Is there trousers here? So that gives you 2% heat. That's 3% heat. All right, I guess we'll buy one of these and see if that's enough. So we've got trousers with cuffs. Look at that, rather dashing look to us, isn't it? Is that enough or not? Looks like it's not going to be enough. Okay, so what clothes are we wearing here? Let's just double check. So we currently have a linen shirt, which gives us 3%. We've got the straw hat, which gives us 12. So straw hat's great. We don't want to get rid of that. Can we improve on 3% for the shirt or 3% for the trousers, or are there shoes or something else we can wear? Let's have a look here. Show me your wares. Boots, no. Shoes we know is no. That's going to be a no, of course. Oh, what about the hose? No. The joined hoses are terrible for heat protection. Obviously, the hoods are not going to work. Noble shoes, no. Noble boots, no. Shoes? Nope. Simple shoes, nope. Oh my goodness. A simple tunic. And a tunic. Right, I don't know what I do here then. I actually can't see. A short sleeve tunic, 2% only. I really can't see, guys, what we can do to actually improve what we're currently doing. It's everything I click on is making it worse, not better. So yeah. All right, well let's go around selling all our stuff. Where did she go? She's back there, mister. Let's sell all of the stuff we've got on us here to sell. Like, we've got 200 of these, which we're not going to be able to sell all of them, but we can sell a lot of them. We'll have a think about this, and maybe if we go around to another town, we can find something. Yeah, Chernobyl was obviously really, really bad, but you'd hope that, you know, we'd make progress over time and stuff to get to a point where, you know, we could have much safer nuclear energy or just other clean energy working better than it currently does, whether it's solar or wind or water or whatever. You know, you'd hope there's ways we can progress, but I'm just saying, like, that avenue is the avenue that could work and people could get on board with, not just saying, hey, we just need to stop oil. It's like, well, no, what's the solution? Like, that's just, you're just looking at it from the one way there. It's only going to be a matter of time until one of these people is seriously hurt as well. You see how cars are, like, refusing to stop now and they're driving at them and stuff? I mean, one of them's going to get seriously hurt soon. And I do not wish that on them. I'm just saying, you can see that this is the way it's going to go. So there we go. Just getting a phone call, guys. I'll be about 2 seconds, BRB. All right, I'm back. There we go. Sorry, it was my dad calling, just making sure everything's okay. Where's my horse gone? We need to get over to another town here and see if there's other stuff we can buy. And also, we're going to keep selling the stuff that we're selling, so we'll go for that. Hey, Sylvan. Hello, hello. Lowdown says, I don't know we have all the information on what big nuclear accidents have actually affected. Makes similar to the Catholics requested to eat fish. Yeah, so we're talking about fasting and nuclear. Just talking about fasting and nuclear power all at the same time, as we do. Oh, that's an interesting... Oh, that's my shop, I think, is it? So I'm just noticing a new sort of icon here under services. The food store doesn't have any food to sell, which is somewhat of a problem. So out of flatbread, we have quite a lot of cabbage. But I wonder how much you can actually make. We were making, I think, a couple hundred coins a day. Where does it tell me how much we're going to make a day? Oh, it was on the right-hand side of this, like here. If I start selling cabbage, I wonder... Wow. Wait. Okay. Yeah, we can make a lot of money out of this, but only for like a couple of days. Like literally like one day. But we have so much rot that why not? Let's do that for a bit and see how we go. That will keep him busy for today. Wow, we are making so much money out of this market still. It's fantastic. It's a nice place to be at this stage of the game. Onwards to the next town, down to Clonica, down there. Yes, that's the plan. One thing that makes me smile, the chat here, people here are able to have conversation without polarizing and remaining friendly. Yeah, it's a good group. And you know, polarizing and using extremes in arguments and stuff is just such a bad way of doing it. You need to try and, like, when you're debating serious topics, and maybe not us here in this chat because we're just chatting, you know, like we do, but you see people who are debating stuff for political, you know, new laws being passed or not, or problems and whatever. Using extremes is just a really dumb way of doing it. Well, with great things like nuclear power, both the upside of it and the downside is equally powerful and dangerous. It's just fine to, it's just a fine tightrope to walk. Yeah, there's always a price to pay, right, with whatever you do, and there's always potential problems and things that can go wrong. And I'm not saying nuclear is necessarily the answer because I really don't know enough about it. I'm just saying that to just say stop it, let's just stop oil. It's like you need to follow that up. You need an alternative energy source, or people are gonna, you know, economies are gonna collapse. People are literally going to die because they won't be able to afford energy and stuff. I mean, it just doesn't work. So we need to visit every trader we can find. So let's keep going down here. There's this guy with bow and arrow. I'm guessing he's this dude. So he sells all kinds of random stuff. If anyone sells clothes, we need to look at them as well and see what they can sell us, because we really need to find a way to reduce the heat here. We're struggling. Hey dude, you sell baskets and plates and stuff, okay, but would you like to buy, where are we, these? Yes you would. 50k. What does a frog wear in the summertime? What does a frog wear in the summertime? I don't know. Is this a dad joke, or is this a philosophical conundrum? Is there someone in here? I've just left the town. That's probably not the best way to find someone else to sell to. So we sold to him. You sell mushrooms and things. It's not going to be of much help to us. I think that's every trader around here. That one. It's the villagers. Yeah, I believe that's everyone. Okay. We must build working space stations. The ultimate answer to Earth's problems is to lower its population. Potentially. I don't know if it is. Let's see. How can I get to there the fastest? Probably to head back to Piastovia this way and then go around to it. I don't know. He wears open-toed shoes. I think that's what I need. Something like that to cool myself down on here. It's getting crazy. No matter what I do. Yeah, I don't know if Earth's population is a problem as such. I think it's more about the efficiency of production of things like power and food and water and stuff like that that needs to be improved. I don't think we should be looking to lower the population. Some of the smartest people I've heard talk about this, people like Elon Musk, are adamant that Earth is not overpopulated. So I feel like they know a lot more about it than I do, you know? Swear that was in one of Kaizen's outros. Maybe. Back in the day, I told a lot of dad jokes in those outros when I used to do that. And I certainly don't remember them all, so it's entirely possible that that was happening back in the day. That was one of them. Also, welcome to the stream there, C. Harris. We're trying to cool down, so I'm going around to all the different towns at the moment because we're also selling all of our clothing. I made up a load of linen shirts that we're selling. We don't really need the money. It's just I wanted to produce them because we're trying to improve our production points. And whilst doing that, I was like, well, I just as well sell them, get the monies. But we've got problems with the heat now that it's summer as well. So we're just like, we'll sell all that and we'll try and find some clothes to buy. The clothing person in Piastovia, we went there and bought everything we could, but it's still not enough. We are still a little bit overheated. The simple shoes. I think, though, I looked at all the shoes that were for sale in that place, and she wasn't selling any shoes that would lower our heat, that had heat protection. So unless I missed them or she doesn't sell them but they're available elsewhere or something like that, I don't know. We're almost at the next town though. We can have a look here. Oh, that's our resource storage for this. Actually, do you know what? Maybe then. I might have kept those simple shoes from the start of the game. They could be in here. If we go into here, look at our clothing that we have. No. They might be in my house chest. That's a thing. They could be in there. Either way, we're at Scalky now, so we'll just sell this stuff and go from there. But probably my favorite town, Scalky. Love the views coming in. It's pretty awesome. Awesome little spot. Swear I'm hearing a bell. Oh, it's that bell tower thing, isn't it? Wow. That sounds so good. We need to get one of those in our town. That's we haven't unlocked that yet. Right, let's get off the horse and just wander around. Looks like someone just here is selling stuff. Is that you? It is indeed. You sell food, so you're not of any use to me to buy things, but you can buy a load of shirts off me. And we're almost through them. Only 19 more to sell. There's someone up here as well that sells stuff. Which is probably you. Sells all kinds of stuff, but nothing for us. You can buy all of our shirts though, so that's something. So all that's been bought. Sold, sorry. And then I think that's the only two vendors in this town, potentially. Yeah, I believe so. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure this one out. Maybe I can make some shoes or make some things that will cool me down. But at the moment, it's not really a thing. That wagon guy, it'd be great if you could, like late game, build a wagon stop somewhere. And then he could take you there and you could name it whatever you want and stuff. So it could be like a wagon stop for your town. I thought that would be a really cool idea. But it doesn't exist yet. So we want to head back to there, basically. That's something we're going to do. But we have just hit the 3-hour mark for the stream. So I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. And go and get on with some other stuff for a little bit. Go pay my rent. As always, thank you all so much for being here today with me. And for supporting this series. Oh god. You managed to break your left hand. I'm sorry about that, Sylvan, and I'm sorry that I'm leaving, but you will be able to watch this back, and there's 3 hours to watch back, so there's that at least. But yeah, I best go and get on with some things. So yeah, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. There'll probably be more Medieval Dynasty streams in the future and more videos and stuff like that, so do enjoy. But Sylvan, I hope you get better soon. That's a nasty accident by the sounds of it. Apologies for that. It's not very good. I will see you guys all very soon. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day.